Hello, everybody. It's me, Scoop, and it's been a good summer of movies, hasn't it? As you can see in our little other way over that way. As you can see over that way, we got a poster of Furiosa in the corner. That's because we're going to be doing a nice big summer recap of all the movies that I saw that I didn't get to make a video of, because it's actually kind of a long list. It was sort of a mix of, at the time, I just didn't really want to pump out a video just for the sake of I saw this movie, let's make a video, or it was like I just didn't really have enough to say to fill an entire video, more than like 5 minutes worth. So I thought it'd be fun to play a relaxing game that I love, like Subnautica, and to just, go through some of the movies, give some thoughts on them, nothing too in-depth, hang out with you guys in chat. Just fun little stuff like that. Thought it'd be a good event. So, let's do that. Hold on, let me just send a little message to some of the fellas that I am now live. This is taking a lot longer than I anticipated. Just copy and paste. There we go. Alright. And close out of that. Alright, we're good to go. So I'm a big Subnautica fan. I feel like this is probably one of my favorite games. Top 3 easy. I just haven't played in a while, and it was like a nice, it's a nice, easy, relaxing game. Relaxing if you have like 500 hours in it like I do, and you know every inch of this map like the back of your hand. But because I do, that'd be a good game to play while we go through this. So let's just get through the intro, and then we will play the movie. We will get to the movie reviews, excuse me. For anybody who hasn't played Subnautica, as you can probably tell by my intro there, great fucking game. Phenomenal game, start to finish. I mean, the ending drags a little bit. It's an open world survival game, I know. Absolutely phenomenal. Gets even better. It was in early access for like 7 years. I know, they don't make games better than that. There's no style of games that has a better track record than open world survival early access games. But this game actually sort of broke that horrible streak. It came out on top. It's truly phenomenal. As you can see here, you crash land on an alien world and you have to just survive. There is a bit of a story. It's a little bit light, but it's kind of the amount of story you would like in this game, where you get more lore bits and you get some more backstory for the whole world and everything. As you play along, things are a lot deeper than they initially appear. It's really great stuff. How do I... Oh, somebody's here. Hold on. Docs menu. Hold on. Oh my god, there's too much going on. I'm trying to monitor the chat. But as per usual, we're having technical difficulties. God fucking damn it, bro. Hold on. I have a better strategy. I'm just pulling up my own stream on YouTube, and then I'll watch the chat from there. Let's do it. Come on. Come here. And mute that shit so I don't get an echo. There we go. We're in chat, baby. 3 viewers watching. Say hello if you're here. I'd love to chat with you for a minute, fellas. Subnautica, very, very easy game. Not very easy game. Very relatively simple game. I mean, it's kind of like Minecraft, except it actually tells you what you need to craft things. You unlock more recipes as you go along. You have to manage your food and your water and your health. And as you'll see here in a second, this game has a hell of an opener, because after you crash land, this is what you're greeted to. Play the music cue. Play the music cue. Whoo, baby. So yeah, bottom line, you're screwed. Deal with it. So hold on, I just want to adjust my graphics really quickly. Everything's set to high. Perfect. Filmic, high. Alright, cool. They put a built-in filter into the game, so there's Filmic and then there's off. You gotta use Filmic. I don't know what you're doing if you're not using Filmic. It just looks so much better. But yeah, so let's get started with Furiosa. So Furiosa, the 5 people who saw Furiosa all loved it. I'm the 6th person who saw Furiosa. I'm definitely not about to stand here and be like, actually, Furiosa was ass. No, of course not. It was very good. It just, not my type of movie, which is kind of weird to say, because it really is just a balls to the wall, really well made action film. It's just, I really can't quite put my finger on what it is. Something about the story just didn't grab me. Like, if you were to break down the story beat by beat, the story is really not the important part. It's sort of 25% story, 75% action, and then part of the action is like just how the movie looks, like the whole style and everything. Like the action, everything, It's great. It's just, I just really could not have cared less about the story, and I really haven't. Oh god, I'm gonna drown because I'm not used to only having like 20 seconds of oxygen. When you get late into the game, you get oxygen for like 5 to 8 minutes, like more oxygen than you would ever need in this game before you have to go back to the surface or into a submarine or whatever. So every time I replay this game now, I drown a ton at the beginning. That's just how it goes, but hopefully this time could be a little different. I didn't select hardcore because you might have seen in my menu, I have a hardcore save of this game. It's just not worth it. Like, you just try not to die. Like, that's how every fucking survival game works anyway. So the idea of try not to die, because if you do, your whole world gets deleted. It's like, why? Like, we don't need all that. It's all right. There's enough tension of just I don't want to die and lose progress, I think. But yeah, like, on paper, I guess the idea that like Furious as a child, she gets stolen away, her mother chases after her. The whole intro was actually just phenomenal stuff. Like that really had me grabbed. I would rewatch the first like 15, 20 minutes or so, like any day of the week. It's just like her trying to get home, but we basically just get a giant time skip pretty much immediately to her as like a young adult exploring the wasteland. It's like at that point she's already missed so much time that it almost would have been more interesting. Like the way I wanted this movie to go is just not possible. You can't tell this movie with a child as the main character because it just doesn't work. But it could have been so interesting. Like her as a young adult, I'm like, all right, of course you always want to get home. You're never going to give up on that. But you've already missed so much time. Like, you're probably just dead to everyone living there. Like, everyone you know would just have considered you dead by that point. Which I feel like it already loses a little bit of the tension. The star map on her arm idea, that she's constantly keeping a map of the stars at night, tattooing it on her arm to keep track of where she is and how she can get home. That's a genius idea. But then when she lost her arm, I was just like, I felt we knew you weren't getting home anyway. And it just, the film itself didn't feel like it put enough emphasis on that moment for me to care that she lost her arm. I was kind of just like, I mean, that's tragic and all, but okay. Like, she kind of, I'm pretty sure she lost her arm in the middle of, like, a big action sequence. Not even, like, the climax or anything. Just, like, maybe 2/3 of the way through the movie or right before the third act. Yeah, that would be 2/3. But it just felt like one part of a big action sequence rather than a really pivotal moment where now she's screwed. She's totally lost. She doesn't know how to get home from here anymore. But it's also, that's another thing where it's like on paper I say that and I'm like, that's a cool concept. She's keeping a star map on her arm so she can always find her way home. Badass. But practically, was she ever going to be able to find her way home with that? Because I feel like she wasn't. It's kind of like, it's almost like the opposite of the things I enjoy in a movie. Like, these are all the things you're not really supposed to pay attention to because it's about the journey and it's about the action. It's not like, oh, I know she's not going to make it home, so where's the tension? But it's just, I have a hard time watching movies like that. I've been trying to get better at just appreciating them purely for the art form, because this movie, it's good. It's easy to appreciate this movie that way. But the story's got to give a little more. I mean, the story's still pretty vital. Chris Hemsworth was doing a good job. I want to watch more movies with him where he's not just, playing Thor or whatever. I feel like people were really overselling his performance. He has one line in the trailer that's really the one line that made me want to see the movie, where he just screams like, "There is no hope here!" And he has like a very dramatic, cool line reading of that. That was good. That was a good job. But that was like his best line reading in the whole movie. And, like, it wasn't that crazy. He didn't pop off that hard for it to have felt that grabbing from the trailers and whatever. So, yeah, it's like there's nothing that bad with the movie. I just didn't personally love it all that much. Hold on. I'm not even thinking about Subnautica right now. I'm just grinding, or I'm just yapping away. Hold on. So we need the repair tool. Okay, so let's go get some sulfur, get the repair pod fixed up, get the pod all fixed up. So yeah, Furiosa is like, I don't even know if I could give that movie a score. Like, any score I give just doesn't feel right. Like, emotionally, I really didn't feel all that much watching it, which already makes it pretty low. Like, I have almost no interest in ever rewatching that outside of the intro. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Ouch. Let's do that. And did I not pick up the med kit, or was it not ready? Whatever. No. Where's the other one? Okay, I see he's all the way over there. We'll come get that later. So, I don't know. I have a hard time giving that movie a score. My heart says 2.5 stars, but my brain says 2. No, I don't know which one it is. I think it's my heart says 2.5 stars, but my brain says 4 stars, something like that. I don't know how many of these videos are left on my channel. As you guys know, I went through a bit of a rebrand for the channel this summer, just kind of cleaning things up. I used to say this totally BS statement about like, oh, well, subjectively I would give the movie this score, but objectively it's really this score. I was a darn fool for ever saying shit like that. Oh, interesting. So I guess it just wasn't ready to give me a med kit at the time. Let's repair the radio. Because there's no objective score to a movie. Like, anyone can like any movie. That was something very mature idea, but it was something I kind of had to realize over time. Like, I was so... Yeah, so we're not getting rescued, if you couldn't tell from that message. Oh, dude, this is so... Subnautica, the way it... the sequel is just such a letdown. This game is so good because your only objective right now is how can you not die for the longest amount of time. Okay, so you need more air. So what do I need to get air? I need... Let's check the fabricator. Dun. I have... Okay, I need glass. I already figured out how I make glass. So let's get more of that. And I need silver. Where do I find silver? I guess I gotta swim around, and then I'll find silver, and then I'll be able to go even further. Actually, fins we should make right now. And then you'll randomly get a thing like, oh, this life pod sending an emergency transmission. Get there, and it'll bring you to, like, not a super important point of interest, but just something new you probably haven't seen yet. So at first you have the life pods, they'll push you out further and further, as well as just you generally exploring on your own. Eventually you'll be like, I think I can make it to the Aurora, and then you'll realize you can't make it to the Aurora quite yet, you gotta get some other stuff first. You'll get your first submarine eventually, and then you'll be able to go way further. But then and then at that point, once you get your first submarine, you can go as far as you want, pretty much as far as you want. And then you'll have to figure out how do you get deeper, because clearly that's the answer. Sorry, I'm holding back like hiccups and shit over here. Jesus Christ, I forget how pitch black this game gets. I recently got this 240 hertz OLED monitor. This thing is a beauty, but holy shit, I cannot see anything. These blacks are too black. So really what I need to do is scan shit and get new crafting recipes. But the problem is I don't want to go in any of these. I literally can't see. I have no idea if this is a cave or if there's just open water above me. If I stop going up. Okay, I stopped going up. That means I'm in it. Oh, I'm fucked. I literally can't see anything. Alright, here we go. Give me some oxygen brain coral. Thank you. Dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't see. I could go craft a flashlight, but flashlights are so ass. I mean, like, they're pretty important, but just swimming around with a flashlight in your hand is, like, so annoying. And the battery drains so fast, they're, like, not even worth it. Let's see, I know I need table coral for some stuff. Let's get that. Basically, I just need a Sea Glide first, but I can't really find any Sea Glide fragments until then. Oh, yeah, no, so what I was saying was, some of my high school aged videos, I would say shit like, oh, objectively this is the score, but subjectively this is what I want to give it. The only proper score is the subjective score, because like everyone's going to find different things to appreciate about a movie. Everyone's going to want to give a movie a slightly different score. Like even two people who give a movie 5 stars, they could be giving it 5 stars for 2 different reasons. They could have interpreted the message totally differently and both equally loved it. Like you never really know. So a lot of these movies on this list, I just didn't give their own full video because I didn't have a strong enough opinion. Like most of the time I can come out of a movie and I'll need to sit on it for like a day or so, but then I'll have a score I'm pretty confident in within half a star. But for these movies, I was just like, I don't know, like I like this stuff. I didn't really like that stuff, and I felt pretty indifferent about some of that stuff, so I didn't give them their own full video. But now here we are. Want to play Valorant? No, bro, I'm playing Subnautica. I won't be able to lock in on the movie reviews if we're playing. I also don't have Valorant downloaded, so we'd be here all night. I tried Valorant once a while back in like senior year of high school or something. I don't know, I didn't vibe with it that much. I only played it for like 30 minutes, I gotta be honest. Jesus Christ, bro. You can't be coming in my chat with that stuff. Hold on. I gotta turn on Do Not Disturb because I'm getting 50 messages and it's dinging so loudly. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. The messages are coming from my MacBook. Yeah, Shammy, I hate to break it to you, but that's not a question I'm going to be answering on stream. Did you see Furiosa, bro? You got anything to add to the Furiosa discussion here? My main point was just I could see that like it was a very well-made movie. I just really didn't care for it all that much. It just didn't grab my interest. Dude, Jesus. Well, I'm not going to answer that question, but it is interesting that Kamala was now just officially voted not the president-elect. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Ow. Oh, God. Subnautica being a horror game example right there. Never seen. Yeah, it was... Did you watch any... Have you seen any of the Mad Max movies? I'm assuming not. They don't seem like your cup of tea. This is also... I'm also talking to the kid who watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy in like 3 days because you skipped all the talking bits. So, you know. I'm never letting you drop that, I swear to God. You're never beating the allegations on that part. No, it was good. It was like Anya Taylor-Joy is like a perfectly fine actress. I don't love her. I don't hate her. Like she did a decent job. Chris Hemsworth did like a decent job. It was just nothing blew me away. Action was solid. No rating for Furiosa. Like I literally just don't have just the boring parts. Yeah, the boring parts of Lord of the Rings trilogy. Sure, I'm sure there's a lot of those you got to get through. All right, hold on. Let's switch the poster up. Get to our next movie. We've got... Check the list. Hold on. Oh, this movie you're gonna have something to say about. Next up, we got Inside Out 2. Dude, peak cinema right here. I loved Inside Out 2. I saw it, Shammy, I saw it with you for the second time instead of Despicable Me 4. I kind of wish I saw Despicable Me 4, but seeing Inside Out 2 twice over Despicable Me 4, I think that's a fair enough move. Technically, I went to see it 3 times. It was just the first time I went. The tickets were non-existent, which was fun. We went the wrong night. Inside Out 2 was a great movie. Like, it was just, it's almost that level where it's just so good I didn't want to review it because, like, I didn't have anything to say. I was just like, yeah, that is a freaking great movie. I guess just a fun anecdote. I went to see it with my sister, and then there was also, like, a couple around our age sitting next to us. And, like, towards the end of the movie, my sister started crying, and I looked over, and the girlfriend from the couple next to us was also crying. And then I took a peek around, and there were, like, 5 middle school boys sitting in the row in front of us, and all of them were crying. And I was like, dude, that's how you know it's a good movie. When you got every teenager in the theater crying, I think you've cooked. I think you know you've done some good work. I didn't, like, cry or anything. I think I definitely teared up the first time at the very least. Seeing it after smoking a fat joint was also, I think, a good move on our parts. Just a bright, colorful, exciting movie. Good vibes for that all around. It was also, like, I was expecting it to have hardcore sequel-itis, which I don't know if is a term ever used in any sort of official capacity. To me, the definition of sequel-itis, the 2 movies that personify sequel-itis are the Lego Movie Part 2 and Thor Love and Thunder, where it doesn't feel like anyone actually wanted to make those movies. The studio was just like, yo, can you do that again, please? That made us a lot of money. Let's run it back. Where you kind of take the skeleton of what worked the first time and then just do it again with no improvements and just make it worse in every possible way. I was expecting Inside Out 2 to do that pretty badly, honestly. How many fucking Creepvine samples did I... Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I was definitely expecting Inside Out 2 to have some horrible sequelitis where it's like, oh, they get thrown out of Riley's headquarters again. Now they have to get back again, and they're going to have some deep realization about how to use the emotions to properly make Riley a happy person or whatever. And I guess it sort of was that, but they really did expand on it in pretty good, meaningful ways. Like this time around, Riley's story, like in real life, was definitely a highlight of the movie, big time. Like her story on its own would have made a fairly decent movie. So the stuff going on in her head, mobile vehicle bay fragment, that's very important. It's really just they're really just two stories that complement each other. Like I would have to watch it again on streaming to really just sit and think about it. I don't know if there's any specific great parallels between the two stories besides the fact they're just inherently intertwined, by one being the story of Riley sort of having a bit of an emotional outburst, I guess, versus the emotions in her head having a hard time controlling her emotions. But like they're both just two great stories going on side by side. Like it's every time you cut between them, it's not a bad time. I kind of just some of the ideas were like they were so simple but so good that like the second she starts going through puberty, the emotions like tap the console, and it like it's like a ×5 multiplier to all of her emotions. Like so valid, bro. So true. So real. Or like anxiety hijacking all of the imagination people to draw like the most horrible outcomes for every event imaginable. Like once again, so real. Ooh, laser cutter. That's also very important. Pretty much any fragment you find in the first couple of hours is going to be pretty important. The question is, where am I going to find... Oh, dude, I went the wrong way. Where am I going to find the most... You know what, while I'm over here, I should probably try to grab silver if I can find any of those outcrops. Copper, definitely. Titanium. Oh, copper. Yeah, give me more copper. And titanium, whatever. Once you get a Sea Glide, that's like the first big thing you'll get that really pushes this game to the next level. Yeah, no, Inside Out 2, it was sort of weird, because, like, you know at the end the resolution has to be that the emotions have to figure out a way to work together. But, see, unlike Furiosa, where you know the ending is she's not going to find her way home, so, like, what's really going to happen? Here, it was like, I'm curious to see how, like, I actually want to know how they resolve this, because it almost feels like for most of the movie the conflict is, how do we kick anxiety out of Riley's head, when that's actually not an option. So I kind of like the idea that they have to learn how to control anxiety, and anxiety has to learn kind of how to control herself, because, you know, you're personifying all the emotions, so they can't just, like, tie her down, strap her to a chair, and not let her touch the console ever again. It's like, anxiety, we need a little advice here, just don't go overboard. Like, that was a good ending, because it's, once again, it's cartoonish but realistic at the same time. That, you know, sometimes it might take a lot of work, but in the end, you gotta get your anxiety under control and learn how to use it to your benefit. You know, I think I have depth of field turned on, which is why stuff in the distance looks blurry. It might look better now that I'm looking at it with fresh eyes. I always just turn it off by default, but see, hold on. So it's like very blurry that way, but then if I go like this, unblur. This just feels right. It makes it look more video gamey, but it just feels right. Did I not get any silver? I got gold at least. All right. I need one piece of silver before I get out of here. Hold on. Give me a sandstone outcrop. There you are. I'm coming for you. The new emotions, I don't know, I didn't feel, it's funny, no pun intended, I didn't have any strong feelings towards most of them. Ennui was kind of just like a one joke, decent character. Embarrassment was cute. That was a fun character. Him and Sadness having a little unspoken romance thing going on, that was pretty funny. And I like that. I'm literally just laughing at the bit in my head there. I like that bit at the end when Embarrassment just randomly is like very bold, and he's like, Riley's gonna have a great day because she has us, and all the emotions just look at him like, what the fuck was that? Like that was really funny. I can't lie. There were a lot of good jokes. I laughed pretty hard throughout most of that movie. Now I saw it a little while ago, obviously, because this is a whole summer long recap, but there were definitely some good bits in there. The post credit scene with Riley's deep dark secret was so weird. It was what was it? She like lit the carpet on fire when she was a kid and never told anybody. Like that was, I don't know what I was expecting from her deep dark. I knew it was gonna be a gag, obviously, but like that was so weird because like it wasn't even funny. It was just, oh, she lit the carpet on fire. What are you talking about? Out of all the things to critique that movie on, the post-credit scene is really not one I'm too pressed about, but felt like acknowledging it at the very least. But yeah, I would definitely have to say not a sequelitis movie. It really did build and expand on what was good about the first movie and what could have been better. Really felt like the pitch for this rather than let's just take the stuff people liked about the first movie and run it back again. Like really expanding on Riley's story and making it a great story in its own right was awesome. Obviously new emotions were going to be coming in, but actually making them very different and interesting characters. Like, oh, these three emotions they come as a team. It sort of acknowledges the idea that like we sort of see the original emotions as a crew, and we as the audience see the original emotions as a team, and we're going to be looking at these new emotions as sort of a new team. So the movie just embraces that right away by having all of the old emotion, all of the new emotions work together against the old ones. That was pretty solid. Like it was just a very, on all fronts, very great, well put together movie. I wish I had enough for another wiring kit. I should have gotten a third. Actually, rebreather's not really that vital at the moment. What do I need? I need a builder. Do I have the recipe for a builder? Habitat builder, computer chip, fuck me. Okay, so before I get that, I guess. Oh, did I not listen to the message? Hold on, let's do that for a second. Let's pause the Inside Out 2 review. You know what, while there's nobody in chat, let me figure out how to... Oh god, I'm never gonna find this thing again now.
Also, don't go home without us.
You just close the dockable window, go to the docs menu in the menu bar. Oh, docs.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Oh, chat.
Caution.
Oh, perfect.
Degradation of
Okay, so I can view the chat from here, but...
may result in a quantum detonation.
May result in a quantum detonation. Yeah. Oh, Sea Glide damage. Perfect, because then I'll get a fragment that I can scan. What else about Inside Out 2? It really is, like, that's pretty much a perfect sequel, in my opinion. Sequels can't really get any better, where they improve on the first movie in pretty much every way, but it doesn't feel like a retread in any way. That's really the money spot right there. That's like exactly where you want to get, and they hit that pretty perfectly. No crazy breakthrough opinions on Inside Out 2, as is going to be the theme with most of these little reviews here. But yeah, really, really solid movie overall. I would watch that again the minute it comes to Disney Plus. It's really one of those movies where if you want to get someone who doesn't watch animated movies to watch an animated movie, that's a movie you could show them. Like, you don't really have to have seen the first movie. You could just give them the little summary of like, oh yeah, the first movie, like, she was a little bit younger. The main thing was the emotions, sort of realizing that they don't have to go one at a time. You can have more complex, mixed emotions on things, and like it's okay to be sad. Like, sadness is an important part of life, and just dealing with hard situations. Perfect. Mobile vehicle bay. Like, that's really all you need to know to summarize the first movie, and then it's like, okay, like you don't even have to know that. It's just like a little bit of the lore, if you will, on the heavy duty Inside Out lore. There we go. Sea Glide fragment. Give me that. Oh, you only need 2? Since when? I thought you needed 3. Give me that PDA. Let's listen to this. This is really cool that they fully voiced all of these little PDA logs you get.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
New blueprint acquired.
And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the light pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrible.
The maths. And there's the other half. Let's go. Ow. Excuse you.
New blueprint acquired.
Can I want the... fine. What do I need for that? Wow, this is way more in your face than I remember. I mean, I get it's a menu, but holy shit. Where is it? Where is the... Sea Glide, there you are. Battery and copper wire. I think we can craft that. Hold on. I just need mushrooms. Acid mushrooms. Getting the best of both worlds. Getting your money's worth right there. This is another Sea Glide fragment. Oh, wow. A lot of mobile vehicle bay fragments. I feel like that usually takes me forever to unlock, but I'm not really going to complain. Anything else to say about Inside Out 2 before we move on to the next movie? Yeah, I mean, really the highest compliment you could give an animated movie is saying, I think you show this to people who, for whatever reason, don't like watching animated movies, and they'll still really like it. Like, anybody could watch that movie, get invested in it, have a great time. Just a great movie all around. No real big complaints. It was honestly, I gave Ultraman Rising 5 stars at the time when I watched that. I really loved that movie. Oh my god, what a great movie. But it kind of felt like I was in a bit of an animated movie famine. I really wanted to watch Robot Daydreams, I think is what it was called, but it wasn't playing within like 30 miles of me, which is absurd. I would have to like go into New York just to watch this movie, and I really didn't want to have to do that. What was I trying to craft? Oh, right. Sea Glide, baby! Let's go! Exploration just hit next level.
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range. Safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod
Well,
or habitat.
it's a little weird. The whole map is a 5 kilometer by 5 kilometer. It's really more of a circle, but I guess we can call it. It's like 5 kilometers. I think it's 5 kilometers across, not even from the center. I mean, this isn't even technically the center. The center's like right around over there, but sort of a weird message considering you can't go that far. But this is good timing. Sun's going down. I guess next I need the habitat builder and then the mobile vehicle bay. I'll probably need the mobile vehicle bay first, so let's get on that. So I can then go scan the base compartments on the island. Titanium ingot, lube, power cell. Titanium ingot. That'll clear our inventory out too. I thought didn't we have lube? No, we're out of lube. Very sad day on planet 4546b. Okay, which way? This way. I want to find... Here it is. There should be grav traps around here. Nah. Grav traps they're more useful than I think most people give them credit for. I feel like in most playthroughs, people don't drop them. They're really good to just drop under your life pod or whatever, so every time you come out, there's like a couple fish stuck there you can just grab and cook up really quickly. It's just that they're sort of in a weird spot where you kind of only really need them early game, but they're a little expensive to waste materials on early game compared to like how actually useful it all is. Oh fuck, dude, I'm out of practice. I haven't played this game in a minute. I don't even know where I'm going right now. Alright, I guess it's this way. I'm trying not to kill too much battery right off the bat, but like, what are you gonna do? I got places to be. Things I want to do, sights I want to see. Yeah, so anything else about Inside Out 2? Let's see. Literally my only problem is them recasting most of the characters. I saw it had to happen because Disney just lowballed everyone else besides Amy Poehler so hard that they were just like, no, we're not gonna do this movie. Like, what the hell? And that was the girl who played the woman who the actress who played Disgust in this movie. I actually liked better than Mindy Kaling, but whoever they got to replace Fear. Okay, boo. Oh, Jesus Christ.
A common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation.
Yeah, booing him is a little harsh, but like, Bill Hader is practically irreplaceable. Like the fact that for Mindy Kaling, they got someone who kind of sounded like her, but honestly, I think did a better job. Like, she just had... I don't even know if it was better comedic timing. She just sounded funnier. Not like her voice was funny, but, like, her jokes just landed a lot better. It was just minor, like, inflections in her voice, I guess, just hit a little harder for the gags. I'm not a Mindy Kaling hater or anything. I'm really not a big fan of hers. So her being replaced by someone who sounds like her but actually is a bit funnier in the end was not a big deal. But yeah, replacing Fear with some random guy was kind of a huge loss. That was like, every time Fear spoke, I was like, you're not even him, buddy. You're just not. Which is also, obviously, I don't want that to be misconstrued as me hating on the new actor they got. It's just like, you couldn't give Bill Hader like an extra million or whatever. I don't know what he was asking for, but no matter what, this is one of the highest grossing animated movies of all time. They could have paid Bill Hader whatever the fuck he asked for, and they didn't, and that was a big loss. But I mean, Disney making bad business decisions, real shocker nowadays. So I need 2 batteries, 1 silicone rubber, creepvine seed cluster, and acid mushrooms. Where's that? That's a good spot to go, actually. Hold on. Let me craft these. I'm sure financially Bill Hader is doing fine. It is a little insulting that they couldn't be bothered to pay him what he was really owed, honestly. And I mean, Mindy Kaling too. It's just I'm less focused on her because I actually thought the person who replaced her was doing a better job. But either way, her not returning simply because they lowballed her for what was a pretty iconic role and for what turned out to be one of the highest grossing animated movies ever is just, it's honestly just disgusting. There's not really a better word for it than that. Especially because they did more than just voice act. Like, they write a lot of the lines for their characters. They give more feedback. They help with, like, Bill Hader specifically helps out a lot with the physical performance because he's a very animated guy. And so is Fear. He's like a tall, lanky, skinny guy with flappy arms, kind of describing Bill Hader at the same time there. It's just crazy that they, like, goddamn, man, you're like the biggest company on the planet. You couldn't pay them properly? Like, get out of here. Although we did have the writer's strike for, like, months because the CEOs wouldn't give up, like, 4% of their salary to pay writers properly. It's not like writers are vital to making TV shows and movies or anything like that. It's like you need good writers to tell a good story. No. We just need The Rock, and we need Ryan Reynolds. I don't want to hate on Ryan Reynolds. Comparing him to The Rock is pretty unfair, because The Rock is just he's just siphoning money out of Hollywood into his pockets at the fastest rate he can possibly handle. What did I even just... Oh, I did get the seed cluster. Yeah, oh my god. Okay, I think that's enough for Inside Out 2. That got into a bit of a larger Hollywood rant. What do we got up next on the list? Quiet Place Day 1. This is a movie I really don't have a lot to say. This is a very mid movie in my opinion. I just, like... It was fine. This is the type of movie where I walk in a theater and I was like, yeah, that was fine, let's go home. Like, I just did not care all that much for Day 2. Like, I can't even put my finger on what it did wrong or anything. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was just like, I just wasn't that into it. I literally zoned out for like several minutes a couple of times during this movie because I just really wasn't, like, when I was paying attention, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. It just felt like it got progressively less and less interesting the further into the apocalypse we got. Considering this is probably the worst on-screen apocalypse I think I've seen. Like, in terms of just trying to survive in it, this really seems like... Quiet Place seems like rock bottom. So we need sea moth fragments. Yeah, I guess let's go this way. So it was really... and my favorite part of A Quiet Place Part 2, or Quiet Place 2, whatever it was called, was that opening sequence in town where the Death Angels, the Quiet Place monsters... Nobody ever has once called them the Death Angels, but when they show up and John Krasinski and his daughter are like running through town, they're in the truck and it's like very frantic. That was by far the best part of that movie. So I kind of wished we got a little more of that here. I almost wanted like a full 30 minutes of it would have been good, but we got maybe 10, 15 total. It was a lot of sheltering in place and just trying not to die, obviously. Before day one in like one of the worst, and just the way the first Quiet Place movie with like showed all the news articles and everything, I figured it was like a kind of slow, like it seems like at first a couple of them landed, and like these monsters were just slowly like stalking, like taking over a couple of areas. Like, because there's still, if there was enough time to get full-on newspapers printed about these monsters, but like the way this movie shows it, that I don't know how that possibly happened. I know it's a very minor thing to try to retcon, like the little newspapers the characters are looking at, but either way, like there was so little in terms of day one lore we had from the first two movies to adhere to, and it still felt like they just didn't really do that. The cancer storyline was like good. I feel like people just gave it a little too much credit. Like, I don't know. Like, the same thing goes for most of the movie. Like, the first half was just far more interesting. Like, her character was far more. What was it, Letitia? No, not Letitia Wright. It was oh my god, who stars in that movie? The woman from Us. I literally can't remember her name at the moment. I feel kind of bad because she's actually Lupita Nyong'o. Is that who it was? Anyone in chat can tell me? Yeah, okay, Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, she did a great job. She's a great actress overall, obviously. I really hope that's not a hot take to anybody. But, like, here especially, she was doing a great job. Sick. One of my favorite moments in the whole game. Oh, there's another fucking... Oh, I already checked this thing, didn't I? That's why I came here. How much silver do I have? 4 pieces. Man, I'm rich.
It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck has happened. I'm scared and I'm not going outside.
Me, any random day of the week.
But I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate.
I need a little gold too to bring in. Yeah, I got some gold. Yeah, I guess we just gotta look for Seamoth fragments while we're here. Let's get to the surface, then come back down and start scanning.
I don't know why no one's coming for me.
I wonder.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I'm assuming that message got pushed back when I was a lot lower because I'm not nearly at 100 meters. Wow, I went way further than I thought. Holy shit. That cloud over there is an island, by the way. We're gonna get there, hopefully, during this stream. There was like 1 or 2 moments during A Quiet Place Day 1 where I was like, this is really what I wanted out of this movie. Like, giving us her whole cancer storyline was unexpected, but it was great. That's like the people don't know what they want until you give it to them. If you were like, show me an incredibly ill cancer patient surviving the first day or the first couple of days of the A Quiet Place apocalypse, I would have been like, why would you do that? But then I watched it and I was like, that was pretty good. Could have been better. Definitely could have been done even better. But that was pretty good. I see what you were cooking with. You could have just used a few better ingredients, perhaps. Could have spiced it up a little more. You know, a little more garnishes on there, perhaps. All right, let's see what we need for the Seamoth. I don't know if my flashlight's on or off, but it drains power either way, so that's great. Let's see. Alright, I think it's off. Seamoth. Titanium ingot, power cell, glass ×2, lubricant, and lead. So do we have space? We do not. Our inventory is full. Alright, so let's go back and then see what we need and what we have. Do we have 10 titanium? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm goated. Welcome. Oh my god, I was about to start quoting a brain rot TikTok. If anyone's seen the brain rot car dealership TikTok, that is an all-time TikTok. Someone put that in the Internet Hall of Fame, for the love of God. I guess if it's the brain rot car dealership, I should probably say for the love of God. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should end the stream right here now. Dear God. Yeah, like, Joseph Quinn's character in A Quiet Place, there was some weird post where, like, right after the movie came out... Well, first, I came out of the theater, and my sister was immediately like, do you think Joseph Quinn's character was gay? And I was like, I don't know. Like, probably, but, I mean, it didn't matter in the movie, so, like, who really cares? Which I think is kind of a fair reaction to that. Either way, whether or not, it doesn't matter, but I did like that he and the main character didn't have like a romantic relationship. They were really just friendly, like they trusted each other and they just tried to get through everything together. Please normalize platonic male-female relationships in movies. It's a little ridiculous how little that happens. Because like it's just another relationship to make the movie more interesting. You know, there's no reason to avoid it. See what these guys have to say.
This is Officer Keenan, Lightpod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land.
Sick.
We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Hold on, let me, while I'm out here, I'll grab.
Corrupted.
Yeah.
Transmission origin coordinates downloaded.
Oh, I see. My
Uploaded to
pod crashed in a different spot than I thought I was at. I'm used to. There's 2 or maybe 3 spots your pod can spawn in on the map. The map is not randomly generated. It's not like Minecraft open world survival game. It is a fully handcrafted map, which is so fucking cool. By the way, I just have to say, oh my god, that is awesome. Oh, he's like close to the floating island, a little bit under it. Dude, I almost never get the spawn location. I have no idea where. So there's like a couple of these smaller biomes here, like the not the red reefs. Oh my god. Oh, dude, I can't remember the name of the biome. Oh, this is genuinely upsetting to me. I knew every little tidbit about Subnautica. Why are there no seeds? Why are these all seedless? Oh, the main Subnautica track is hitting so hard right now. God, I love the music in this game. Just vibe with me, chat. Just vibe. Anyway, Joseph Quinn's character was fine. I was excited to see him in a role outside of Eddie because Eddie on Stranger Things was sort of. I just did a rewatch of Stranger Things this summer. I did an interesting strategy. I only let myself watch 1 episode a day. So for literally like over a month. Or no, there's not even 30 episodes, is there? How many? What do we have? 8, 9, 8, 10? I think. 8, 9, 8, 10. Oh yeah, so a little over 30 episodes then. I think. I'm not really counting those. Too many things on my mind at the moment if I'm trying to live stream and play this game at the same time to whatever. School hasn't started yet. You can't make me do math until I get back there. I got an A- in calculus. I should never have to do math again legally. Yeah, I spent like basically like a month straight watching 1 episode of Stranger Things a night. We don't have like a home theater, but last year we got this LG TV for Black Friday. Oh my god, we used to only buy Samsungs. Every TV in our house is a Samsung, except for this one that we got an LG. Because I went to Best Buy to get us a Black Friday TV, and I was looking at the Samsungs, and I was like, the LGs are actually a good amount cheaper, and side by side, they look a lot better. Dude, I made the right choice. I'm never going back to Samsungs. I got an LG monitor now too. I had a Samsung monitor that I just replaced, and it looks way better. But it's like a home theater basically now, which is so awesome. We got a sound bar. They did like this Black Friday and July sale a few weeks ago, and we got a sound bar with a subwoofer. Oh my god, I love having like a decent home theater setup. Like calling it a home theater is a little intense, but having a really big, nice TV and a sound bar on like a big comfy couch, that's all I need out of my home theater. So watching 1 episode a night in there was really the best way to watch the show, especially the first 2 seasons, even season 3 a little bit. Season 4 is just when it got absurd. I was like, God, season 4's drop off. Like season 3's drop off, writing wise, needs to be studied, but stylistically the show is still very, very good. Season 4 needs to be studied in a lab. That is the definition of a show getting too big for its britches. Holy shit, dude. Even like I gave the first half of season 4, or part 1 of season 4, whatever you want to call it, a very positive review the first time I watched it. Not anymore. I do not like season 4. I don't like Vecna. I I really don't like the California subplot, or I really don't like 11 subplot. The only part that's good... Ooh, Solar Eclipse. God, this is such a fucking great game. The only part I like are the kids figuring out what Vecna's shenanigans are. I despise the retcon that Vecna is literally just the Mind Flayer. That was probably the single worst decision they could have possibly made in terms of the entire show as a whole. I really don't think it could have been any worse than that. Especially because in episode 7, Dustin's like, oh, if the Demogorgon is a soldier, then Vecna is the Mind Flayer's 5-star general. That was so... I literally just got chills saying that out loud. Like, that is such a cool concept. I figured he was... It was pretty obvious that he was one, just because... The fucking... Oh my god. The Reefback tentacles just scared the shit out of me. I thought it was a Reaper for a half second. No! My favorite moment. It's ruined, because there's 2 audio lines going on at once, and I'm totally out of the way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this. Look at this. Look underwater. Oh, God, that is so cool. The audio leading up to it's really cool, too, but you couldn't hear it, because not only was I talking, but the game was talking over itself. You know what, I should have put some of this away. Oh, you know, I'm going to have to craft a radiation suit and get to the Aurora anyway. Let's see what I need for that. Oh, we can... Let's... how far do we go? Fine. Oh. We're not that close. Fine. You know what, let's go back, craft the radiation suit, put most of our stuff away, and then we'll come back over here. Because I got to get to the Aurora to get the initial depth upgrade so I can start really cooking here. Actually, let me fucking... Hold on. Oh, yeah, so we still have A Quiet Place up on screen. Stranger Things 4 was bad. My new review. Like, and it only gets worse now that I just saw it's been 34 months since Stranger Things 4 came out. That is so funny. That is just, at this point, it's not even like, wow, they're taking a long time. That is just really funny. That Netflix was they actually expected people to wait over 30, like, we're still 6 to 7 months away. Like, I genuinely could not care less about the next season of Stranger Things at all. Ooh, new message.
Avery Quinn, trading ship Sunbeam. Aurora,
God, every message we get, I'm like, oh, this part of the game is like one of the best parts, and then we just get more. Like, what a great game.
They run low on engine grease, send an SOS. Help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. You still need our assistance.
Yes, please, come save me.
I'll try them again tomorrow.
Dude, I still don't have the habitat builder. Hold on, what do I need for that? Computer chip wiring kit battery. Computer chip is copper wire, gold table coral. Alright. Let's get that really quickly. Wiring kit I think is 2 silver. Let me just double check. Hold on. What are you doing? And battery. Do I have here? One acid mushroom short. That would have been so sick if I could just craft a builder without having to get back in the water. I ruined it. I just ruined it. Wiring kit. Battery. Oh shit, wait a minute. Oh no, okay. I thought I crafted 2 wiring kits and I was about to be very upset. Ooh. I also need a compass. Hold on, let's craft the builder first. What? Where's my computer chip? Oh, I didn't craft it. Sick. Okay, so now we got the whole setup. Can I make a compass? Isn't... I don't need to write this second, but... Nah. Alright. We'll get that when we come back. I guess I just need more copper. Alright. Let's go to the island and scan everything, and then I can start building a base. I'm gonna need so much titanium. Oh. Actually, maybe I should explore... Oh, no, I need a laser cutter before I explore the Aurora anyway. Yeah, I really... Quiet Place Day 1, I just don't have too many thoughts. Joseph Quinn's character was, like, fine. The one thing I didn't like was, honestly, that they had to drag that cat along with them the whole time. Like, I'm sure cat people liked seeing it. My dad is a cat person, and even he was like, that cat didn't need to be there. Like, the cat would have gotten them killed immediately. The cat surviving... I thought the cat died during that. There was, like, this sequence where they're in, like, the sewers or something, and I want to call them Demodogs, because they do just look like Demogorgons from Stranger Things, but the Death Angels, the Demodogs, are chasing them through these sewer pipes, and they're, like, ducking in and out of the water. I thought the cat drowned, because they were underwater for a fairly significant period of time with the thing chasing them. And then you couldn't see the cat for a little bit, so I thought it either got swept away or drowned or whatever. Fucking sparse reef. Creepiest shit. Oh, God. Alright, let's repair this. Hold on. There's nothing even in the sparse reef. It's just haven't played. Is that proper grammar? Haven't played this? Can I say that? Haven't played this in a very long time. Even the stuff I know, where there's no Leviathans or creepy crawlies lurking about, still makes me a little... Oh, shit! I was not paying attention. Oh, 300 meters. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, hold on. Let's clear that. Let's just get right over it and go as deep as we can. And then just dive on our own. It's fine. Yeah, the cat, it was just so unnecessary. No, stop. Stop. Okay, and let's go. Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. We're gonna be quick, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be quick, and we're gonna be fine. And give me that, and is there anything else in here? No, let me out, please. Oh, yes! Endgame materials, just here for the taking. Excuse me, tiger plants, don't shoot me, please, thank you. Ooh, what are you? Ultra high capacity tank, let's go!
New blueprint acquired.
Endgame materials, come to me, baby. Give me silver. Ah, lead, fuck you. And now we're gonna go up. Beautiful. What a wonderful... Oh, go up. Okay. That's a close one. Aurora Rendezvous Point. Perfect. Let's see. If you're reading this and you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by the Life Force, contrary to my orders, I've been forced to evacuate. Your orders are disregard my safety attempts to reach the rendezvous. Okay, we're on the way to that. Let's listen to this.
This is Aurora. Come in. This is Keen. Life pod detached.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there. Understood, but
even the voice acting in this game is actually really solid.
Let them down. Captain, you need to evacuate.
It's just the rendering and the popping. They fixed it. It used to be way worse, if you could believe that. They fixed it up a bit with the release of Subnautica Below Zero. But it's still not great. I'm not a game designer, so I know it's incredibly difficult, but I really don't understand why we get games. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man 2 was like designed with the PS5, so it doesn't have to be that quick of loading times, but like this game really can't, like this in Minecraft specifically, like what's the big idea with the performance here? Like, why is it so bad? I guess, I mean, we're running at 100 frames, 1080p, because graphics card can only handle that. Grammar check passed. Thank you, Jake Flock. I knew it. Let's just hop down here. Whoop. Surface tension, baby. Don't need that. What do we got here?
We have to board the Aurora, repair the
How do you pronounce that name?
contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
I like that we actually never find out how long our character was knocked out for during this.
Get out of the water.
Because we don't know how long all these other life pods were sitting around for. I would assume at least a day or so. We were knocked out and all this happened and everybody died.
Transmission from second officer key 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe.
Oh, CTO's a position. Jesus Christ, I thought that was supposed to be her name. Wait, where are we? I have not been locked in at all. Hold on. Please don't tell me we're on... Oh, okay, perfect. So I guess we should probably just go up here while we're here, but... Is it turning... Oh, another solar eclipse. That was fast. What game is this? Oh, Jesse! Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? This is Subnautica. It's like one of my all-time favorite games, actually. It's a little bit like Minecraft, but instead of randomly generated worlds, it's like one handcrafted map. You crash land on this alien world. It's all ocean except for this one little island here. There's another, also even smaller island. You really can't survive on here for all that long. And you basically got to... oh, sorry. It seems like something weird just happened to my mic. It was like solid red for a second. That was weird. You basically just have to figure out how to get off-world, but there's also some weird mystery going on. Let's see if we can find... Hold on. So, like, right now I'm scanning Subnautica. Thank you, Mr. Flock. Yes, it's Subnautica. Let's see if any of the guys are looking a little off. Stay the... Ah, get out of here, little bitch. I'll scan you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Leave me alone. Fucking... Yeah, you're not really supposed to fight anything either. Like, you don't get any weapon. This knife is probably one of the strongest weapons you get. I mean, you get some other, like, smaller stuff, like a stasis rifle, but that's more just... I'd never use it, because it's not really... It's more just practical to run away than to try to fire up a beam to free something in place for, like, 20 seconds. I'm watching with Ivan. Yo, Ivan, my boy, how you doing, dude? Holy shit. Great content, bro. Thank you. I try, man. I try. I do my best, goddammit. That's so funny. I'm glad you guys are watching together. Yeah, no, so it's great. So the point of the stream was I was recapping some of the movies I saw this summer I didn't get a chance to do a full video on. So far we did Furiosa, which I couldn't really give a score because it was a little mixed overall. Like it was a great movie. I just wasn't personally all that into it too much. So no score for that. We hit Inside Out 2, 5 stars. Peak cinema, Inside Out 2. Love that movie. Pretty much a perfect sequel. Can't really do it better than that. Did I not? I swear to God I scanned that. Okay. Leap. Stay back. Hold on, I gotta pick up some of these. Thelma? What is Thelma? Did it come out this summer? And then I just saw it yesterday. It was great. I haven't heard about it. What's it about? And then I was just reviewing A Quiet Place Day 1. Sort of similar to Furiosa. Like, it was the type of movie where, like, I didn't really have any problems with it while I was watching it. It didn't really grab me. And then when it was over, I was like, all right, that was good. Let's get out of here. Yeah, like, if you want to say Furiosa was fire, I would never hate on that take. What I was saying before was something about it just didn't really get me. Smaller release. I figured with a name like just Thelma, it would be a more indie movie. I really want to see that movie Dee Dee. That was also another smaller release. It was like a little coming-of-age story. That looked really interesting, and it got some pretty solid reviews. It's just, once again, it's not playing anywhere near me, which is a problem I had a couple of times this summer. I went to see Robot Daydreams, this little indie animated movie that was cute. Not within 30 miles of me, which is fucking absurd, but yeah. So yeah, Quiet Place Day 1, I don't have too much to say. It was perfectly fine, just wasn't great. Had some really solid moments that were like exactly what I was looking for out of See How the Quiet Place Apocalypse Began, like when they're in crowded city streets. I want to see 92-year-old grandma gets a scan. Oh, dude, I heard about this movie. My sister's best friend went to see it, and she was telling me she saw it with her grandma, which she said was not a good idea. For those not checking the comments right now, Thelma is about a 92-year-old grandma who gets a scam call and loses $10,000, and then tracks down the scammer on an old people scooter. It's playing near you as of 2 days ago. You're a lucky guy, Mr. Flock. It is not playing near me. Actually, maybe it was playing maybe she went to see it in the city. Maybe it was playing with me a week or two ago when she saw it. I actually would have to go check on that. Actually, hold on. I have to save one of these potatoes to plant when I get back to my base. That's like an intense movie. The AI scams and everything where they can like they could recreate my voice and call my grandpa and have me tell him I need $50,000 to bail me out or else they're gonna like kidnap me or whatever is like just holy shit. Is that a horrifying concept? It's not even a horrifying concept. It's real. It's a thing that happens. The actual actor is 94 and she's doing like action. I'm sure it's not action like she's running around like John Wick, but I think I get your general idea. That is pretty wild. So good review overall. Like, what would you give it out of 5 stars? High key an action movie. Interesting. Okay, maybe I do have to check it out then. Oh, perfect. Give me that water bottle. Ooh, this is the peak of the story. Not this one specific note, but these characters. I'll shut up for a second.
I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right.
4.5 stars. Valid.
I've left this place.
If I can find it somewhere, I'll check it out.
So deep. We do not want us down.
New blueprint.
So yeah, from this voice log, for those of you keeping track of the story at home, we're hearing about... So the Aurora crash landed, which you can see over there. I'm still not sick yet. But another ship crashed as well a very long time ago called the Degassi, and the crew did not make it out. So we follow their logs, we find their old bases, that's what these are here, that have been abandoned, and we see their survival and them trying to resist going... Excuse me, wow. Them trying to resist going deep into the water for as long as possible until they realize it's sort of inevitable. And, I mean, this is Return from the Deep, so this is... weirdly enough, this is sort of the end of their story. So one of the 3 survivors, Bart, they went very deep into the ocean. It didn't go well. Bart is the only one who returns after months, as he said. And he's now infected with some sort of disease, which is ravaging the entire planet. And as you can see from... Nope, don't do that. From being able to self-scan... Right now we're not sick, but we will be, and we're going to have to find a cure before it gets us to, so we can finally escape. Because, not to spoil it for those of you who haven't played it, because this is really by far the best reveal of the game, what I'm not spoiling here. It is physically impossible to escape this planet if you are ill. For very cool, really fucking cool sci-fi reasons that I'm not going to get to at this very moment. But, yeah, this is an amazing game. I would recommend it to pretty much everybody. It's... not the easiest. It's pretty easy to pick up. It's not quite Minecraft, but if you're someone who is willing to just hop into a game and explore and swim around and just kind of take it a little slow and discover things as you discover them, you're probably gonna love this game. Thelma has as much action as a healthy 94-year-old woman can do. Valid take. Valid take. Sounds about right. Hold on. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Anyway, let's switch up the poster because Quiet Place has been on here for a while and we haven't been talking about it for a bit. Next up on the list after A Quiet Place was Longlegs. Ooh, I have a lot to say about Longlegs. What a phenomenal film this was in every way, shape, and form. Possibly the scariest movie ever made. I think you would be perfectly okay to argue that. I haven't watched your vid about Late Night with the Devil, but why was it so good? I barely understood it, and it wasn't that scary. Yeah, it's not... I would call it more of a suspense, or maybe even a thriller, than I would call it horror. The only scene that I thought it was scary was the worms scene, where Carmichael hypnotizes Gus and worms start falling out of his skin. That's one of my all-time favorite scenes in movie history at this point. Because the way Carmichael jumps back, he does the snap, and Gus doesn't snap out of it. He jumps back, he's like, dude, we're fucked. Like, this is bad. Just for him to actually have been in control the whole time and be messing with everybody is so cool. But moral of the story, the movie definitely has some problems. My biggest gripe was definitely that they go with a documentary style. Like, that's the setup of the film. The reason we're watching the recording of the live airing is because the whole movie's supposed to be a documentary. But then in the end, they kind of forget about that. Like, when the episode ends, the movie ends. There's no end to the documentary. I get not having stuff like people from the modern day giving interviews, like, during the commercial breaks and whatever, to, like, explain the modern day perspective of the whole event. But you need to close it the way you open it, like with that whole documentary opening giving us backstory. But I hate horror. Life is scary enough. So true, buddy. So true. That was my problem with Longlegs, which we'll get to in a minute. But Late Night with not actually. I don't actually have a problem with Longlegs. It was just I didn't make a review of it because honestly, I thought the movie was so bleak and so scary that, like, I just didn't enjoy talking about it. I was like, that was a great movie. There's so many things I would love to say, but at the same time, I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. But with Late Night with the Devil, okay. Let me explain Late Night with the Devil, Jake, and then I'll come back to your whatever that Daddy Longlegs comment happens to be. Late Night with the Devil was really cool because it's a really unique format, and they're fully committed to it, which is something a lot of movies. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but a lot of movies try to go with a really ambitious format, like, oh, the whole thing is a live talk show recording, and then they don't fully commit to it. Wow, I really can't think of any good examples, because most movies don't even really bother attempting something that stylish, so seeing it at all is already sort of a welcome surprise. But actually having them stick to it really well is great. What I said in my video is that I think the reason at the beginning they say it's like a documentary was because they really just couldn't figure out any other way to give you all of the proper exposition about, like, Jack's whole life story, basically. Like, they couldn't work that... Oh, shit. Okay, we're good. They couldn't work that into the film smoothly, which is fair enough. It's just if you're not going to close the movie that way, I think you gotta work on it. So the documentary style was my problem, but the actual episode style was really well done. Like, my favorite little detail that I point out in the video is that there's two types of music in movie. You have diegetic, which is like that scene in Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool gets his head smashed into the radio and You're the One That I Want starts playing, and they have a fight scene to that. Like, that's diegetic music. And the non-diegetic music would be like the Avengers theme or the Jaws theme or whatever, like the score layered over the movie. So Late Night with the Devil only uses diegetic music, which only comes from the band playing music like for the show. So basically the whole score for the movie had to be a 70s talk show score, which is already relatively difficult trying to recapture that accurately. And they did a great job, and it also fits the movie well enough on its own. But the hypnosis scene with Gus is... I think I just have to collect titanium. I was really just hitting random buttons, not thinking about what I'm doing. The hypnotization scene with Gus has non-diegetic music. There's, like, more traditional horror music during that scene, like the rising strings or whatever it is to make it all spooky and whatever. But when they play back the footage and it's showing that Carmichael hypnotized everybody, Carmichael literally says, like, you hear spooky music begin to play in your ear. So it's like they knew that their rule was only diegetic music. This is a live recording of the show. But they needed to break it for this one scene, and they figured out how to do it properly without actually breaking their rule. Like, they were very smart about it. And it just shows the amazing, like, care and effort that needs to be put into, like, every little aspect of a movie to make it great. That a lot of movies just don't really bother thinking through all that more. Mostly because studios really rush movies out nowadays, so they just don't have time to think of things like this. But Late Night with the Devil definitely did. And just the other really big positive I talked about for most of the video is just, I just loved all of the characters. Like, they're all very unique and, like, they really are characters. Like, they're very, I think I just said unique. They really stand on their own. Like, they're all interesting in their own right for totally different reasons. They all play off of each other very, very well. Like, there's nobody just like, oh yeah, that actor's doing a good job, that character was fine. It's like, there are very clear, specific defining traits for every character. Like, I know saying it that way sounds bad, but it's like, of course a movie's supposed to do that. Like, one example is the psychic medium who comes out, Christu. He uses like a Spanish or a Middle Eastern accent or something like that when he comes on stage, like very heavy. And then when he gets like the psychic call from Madeline or from the devil or whoever it really was, he starts speaking in an American accent because that's really how he talks. He's just doing the other accent like for show to like get into his Christu character. And then you'll see for the rest of the movie, whenever he gets flustered, the American accent comes out again, but he tries to like keep it to the Spanish accent. That was me. Speaking of Deadpool, I went to a comic convention the other day, and this guy had a sick Deadpool costume, and he was walking around holding a life-size adamantium Wolverine skeleton with the beard. Jesus Christ, that is awesome. That was me. Yeah, I knew that was you, Jesse. You're always pulling kooky shit like that. Back in the suite, man, couldn't get a moment of peace because you were always running around dressed as like the Flash and Spider-Man and shit. It was ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. No, that's actually a wild cosplay. That's like, did you ever see the WandaVision cosplay the couple did where they were both... Oh shit, I gotta clear my inventory. Hold on. Where the couple, they went as Wanda and Vision, and they did like crazy amounts of makeup, and they stitched 2 costumes together. So half of them they like recreated the poster, so half of them were in color and half of them were in black and white. That is probably the most work anyone has ever put into a cosplay. But the fake adamantium skeleton with the beard is pretty funny, I can't lie. That's a good bit. I guess moving on to Longlegs. That was me. I was Wanda. I knew it. Hold on, I gotta pull up a picture of this, actually. You guys need to see what I'm talking about, because this is fucking crazy. Hold on. I have so many tabs open. Did I not just seek fluid intake? WandaVision, black and white. Wow, great typos. I love typing on a big fat gaming keyboard. This one right here. Tell me that's not sick. That is so crazy. Like, how do you do that? Literally, how do you pull that off? Oh, I guess I crafted it and didn't drink it. Yep, there we go. Let's put everything into this container besides titanium so I can build a base, because bases need so much titanium. Oh yeah, Longlegs. Yeah, so Longlegs is like, now that I'm far enough away from it, I can comfortably talk about it. I'm talking about this movie like it was some sort of traumatic experience. It honestly, like, it was like, this movie scared the fuck out of me. I literally, we saw it at like, I think it was like an 8:30 screening, but then when you factor in like 20 minutes of trailers and whatever, and the theater was like 20 to 25 minutes from my house. So I got home at like 11:15 on a work night, so I had to go to work the next day, like early in the morning. So I literally came home from the theater. I know, that's a crazy cosplay, right? Going back to that Wanda one. But I came home at like 11:15. I had to go to work the next day. So I came home from watching Longlegs. I just immediately had to go to bed. And I was like, how? How am I supposed to go to sleep after watching that movie? So I literally, like, I didn't. I queued up. I went on YouTube and I queued up 3 4-hour video essays or something. Not that I needed 3. I guess I really only needed 2. But I queued them up and I left the TV running all night. Good night, Jake Flock. Thank you for coming. It's been real. I just left them running all night and I was just kind of in and out. Like, I genuinely did not sleep after watching that movie. Like, there's other horror movies I've seen that have heavily hindered my ability to sleep, but never have I seen a horror movie where I just straight up couldn't sleep after watching it. Like, I went into the office the next day, not only exhausted, but I legitimately had like a stomach ache. Like, I felt sick from watching that movie. It's just a crazy, slow burn nightmare of a film. I didn't love the ending. It got a little too off the rails for my liking. It really, if you haven't seen Longlegs, I guess spoilers. But the whole setup of the movie was kind of crazy. So it's like, it's very realistic for a majority of the runtime, as realistic as like a FBI agent hunting a serial killer movie tends to get. This woman's just trying to hunt a serial killer. He's leaving literally no clues behind. It's like, it's basically like he's somehow getting the fathers of all these families that are dying to do the dirty work for him without even needing the serial killer Longlegs to step foot in the house, which is already a really cool concept. And Longlegs obviously is like a Satan worshiper. So for most of the movie, you're kind of assuming supernatural forces are at play. but the movie is really doing its best to downplay all of these elements. You can see, oh god, this is so freaky and so cool. You can see Satan in the background of a lot of shots, like it's very subtle. In the first half, I only noticed one or two. In the second half, I really started looking for it, and I found a bunch, but hold on. Satan in Longlegs. There's shots like this. Like, Jesus Christ. That is horrifying. Especially when it catches you off guard. Like, that... Thanks for spoiling, I guess. Oh, dude, I gave you a spoiler warning. You should have said no spoilers. I mean, I didn't give too many specifics besides the fact Satan's involved and you can see him in the background. So I will continue to not give specifics. Because the setup is, hunt the serial killer. He's leaving no evidence. It seems like the dads are doing it, but it can't be them because all of them are leaving behind the same note saying it's from Longlegs. Seeing Satan in the background, just so fucking horrifying. And then it really is, it's like a slow burn. Like, they'll find each piece of evidence that they figure out, it doesn't even make that much sense when they find it. Like, they really have to piece this together slowly but surely. The main character, like, can't remember most of her own history because she's just so... they don't even... I mean, you find out later why she can't remember a lot of stuff, but even then, it's not... It's more just kind of implied that, like, something has been messing with her mind, on top of, like, her own mental health problems. Nothing in this movie is ever laid out for you plain and clear to see, which is part of what makes it so good. Like, you have really most of the answers you want, you just don't, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't get it spelled out, because that would kind of break the tension. It really leaves it, everything is somewhat ambiguous. Why is this one, like, buggy? That's a crazy name, Yaki. That's sick.
Why do I have to record this anyway?
Shit, perfectly full inventory. Alright, what can we build? We're gonna need... Where do I want to build is really the question. We're gonna need... Oh, fuck me. Plasteel ingots. Lithium. I gotta go to the Aurora. Alright, let me build a little floaty storage then, I guess. Yeah, so nothing in Longlegs is really spelled out for you all too cleanly. You get most of the answers you want. The ending is a little ambiguous. Like, it's not quite clear if the main character really wins or loses or not. With a lot of these horror movies, I said the same with Late Night with the Devil. Some ways the ambiguity is good. Some ways it's really not so good. Oh, I forgot to put things in the storage. I won't give you too many specifics so I don't spoil it, because I think you personally, Jesse, like, knowing you, I think you would be fine watching this movie, but it's really not as great as I think it is. It's really not a movie I can go around recommending to people, because it's really heavy. Like, you don't feel good finishing this movie, not even in, like, a way you finish, like, a gross, gory horror movie and you feel a little sick. Like, you genuinely just... Like I said, I walked into work the next day and I had a stomach ache, like, all day. I really had to decompress somewhat long-term from this movie, which is not something... It's funny, because all the marketing for Longlegs sounded so pretentious. It was like, Longlegs digs in under your skin and never lets go, unlike any movie I've ever seen. Like, you hear shit like that and you're like, that is so meaningless to me. I don't know what you're talking about, but for this movie... That's all valid. That's all valid ways to describe how Longlegs makes you feel. This girl, this is no exaggeration. This is no joke. This girl walked out of my movie theater as the credits rolled. Like, everyone wanted to leave the theater. Like, you didn't want to sit there and watch the credits. It was very uncomfortable. Like, the energy in the room after that movie ends is not good. Fucking Christ. We're right near one of the scariest things in the whole game. I thought that was it for a second. The energy in the room when you finish Longlegs is not good. And this girl leaves the theater, and she kind of pauses for a second as everybody's walking out. She almost blocks the door. So everyone's like, hey, can you, like, not fucking do that? And then she sprints to the nearest garbage can in the lobby of the AMC and, like, projectile vomits into it. And everyone was just like, yeah, nope, that's fair. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like, it's a very it does not sit well. It doesn't make you feel good. It is a intense, depressing, horrifying movie. But it's also, it's like, even listening to myself, it sounds like I'm way overselling this and way overhyping it. Like, it is possible you come out of the movie and you're like, that wasn't that good. I wasn't that into that, which is like, I don't know what to tell you, but I saw it. It was me, my sister, her boyfriend, and my dad. My sister's boyfriend and my dad, they're both fairly big on horror. Like, they both were very interested in seeing this movie. And there were also many times during this movie where we had to look at each other in the theater and be like, I cannot believe we're watching this right now. Like, this is next level fucked up.
Of the All-Terra Corporation, you will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at $3 million.
I love that it gives you that message the first time you find time, and that's so funny. So many good little bits in this game about shit like that. It's like, even if I could go into spoilers right now, I'm not going to, but even if I could, I wouldn't have too much more to add. Because, like, going into the specifics, it doesn't even matter all that much. Like, you find out how the serial killer is killing, and it's a crazy plot twist. When the supernatural elements begin to kick in towards the end, it never feels like it loses you because the burn is so slow to get there that it actually just makes it all the more scary. Because the movie feels relatively realistic up until it starts hitting you with supernatural stuff full force. So it's less of the movie feeling like it's sort of switching up on you by giving you supernatural stuff, and more it makes you feel like this all could really be real, which is part of what makes you feel so ill. And then just atmospherically, like, it's a very solid, consistent movie. This is, like Late Night with the Devil, this is an example of a movie that works so well on such a small budget because the director knew exactly what they wanted. They had a very clear vision. They clearly put a lot of time into prepping to film this movie in terms of how they just wanted everything to look and feel and sound. It's all very, very specific and very well done. It's a very specific, what's the word I'm looking for? Do I have enough? I have just enough lithium, so we're going to get one extra just in case. It is just a very off-putting, upsetting, dreary is a good word, very dreary tone. It's like, I recommend it generally. If you're like a big horror person, you should watch it. Otherwise, like, you just might not, you might not walk away feeling too good about yourself. If I had to give it, I mean, I would have to give it 5 stars. if I think it might be the scariest movie ever made. Not even that I've seen, just ever made, period. Like, I would find it hard to make a movie scarier than that. I've seen some pretty scary ones, too. It's really just nothing compares. It's got to be a 5-star movie. Yeah, just... I don't know if I want to use the term masterpiece. It's really a... magnum opus might be a better word. Like, the best work this director could possibly do. Like, I can't imagine a director like this could top a movie that... like, that cohesive, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like I said, the vision, so clear, so specific, really kills you. So in terms of that, I can't imagine the director topping it. But masterpiece is... It's not a perfect movie, so I don't know about calling it a masterpiece. I don't want to throw that word out there. Alright, so what we need... plasteel ingots. I don't think I have enough titanium for that, now that I threw all my fucking titanium out. Dude, how are we gonna... This is the one problem, is building your first base is so miserable, because you need so many materials, and you have nowhere to put any of them until you build the base. I'm literally... Can I just find, like, a little crevice to, like... I think if I drop a lot of this stuff here, it won't go too far. Now, let's see, is that rolling? Maybe like a little bit. Alright, we'll be quick. Give me all you titanium. Hopefully I can at least get one nugget crafted. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Were there 2 more in there? I believe there were. Oh, exactly enough. Perfect. This will definitely help with the inventory problem, at least. Yeah, Longlegs, great fucking movie. Weirdly enough, everyone was yapping about how great Nicolas Cage was in that movie. I didn't think he was that great. I wouldn't say he was, like, miscast. I just, especially in the first half, I wasn't picking up what Nicolas Cage was putting down. I was not jiving with his performance in the first half. I saw plenty of TikToks of assholes being like, oh, you people actually find this scary? And it was like the goofy moments with Nicolas Cage. Quartz and titanium times 2. I could definitely... Okay. So, I just need... I guess technically to build the first base, I need a room, which I got, a hatch, and 1 solar panel. I need a single solar panel. Copper ore, titanium times 2. Okay, so I just need a good amount of titanium and some quartz. We can make that happen. Is anybody still in stream? No, nobody's still in stream. Very sad. Yeah, but Longlegs is... I guess now that nobody's in stream, I can go into spoilers. So yeah, spoilers for Longlegs. Nicolas Cage's performance, it wasn't a bad performance. It just felt not right. Like, I did understand... Oh, shit, I didn't even mean to... whatever. I think I get what the director was going for. That this guy, he wasn't even supposed to be that scary on his own. The horror is more so supposed to come from the fact that this guy's just out there. Like, you could just bump into him. And, like, yeah, he's a weird, freaky guy. But he himself is really not going to do all that much to you. It's the fact that he's just out there working for Satan, just very casually, I think is what's supposed to scare you. And it is. Like, that concept is pretty scary to me, at least. Which, like I said, the scariest part of the whole movie to me was that it ever so slowly inches out of the realm of believability as it goes along. To the point where when you get to the full-blown, like, yes, Satan is essentially the serial killer. He's possessing the... Had to stop by and watch some Peak. Thank you, Noah. I'm in the middle of spoiling Longlegs. So I can cut that out if you do not want it spoiled. Let me know, please. Because my friend Jesse was in here, but he had to leave because I spoiled Longlegs a little bit for him. Which sucks. But I appreciate you're here. Oh, titanium. Give me that. Any thoughts on spoiling Longlegs, Noah? Oh, 3 watching. Who else is here? What's up? Say hello in chat if you're around. I'm gonna hit the Longlegs spoilers in a few seconds. No one tells me to stop. I'm gonna spoil Longlegs for you. Ooh. Yeah. So the satanic elements of Longlegs, where by the end it's very like there's one shot where you walk into the final set of the movie, like the last location any of the characters go into for the story. The main character, the FBI agent, she opens the door to the house they go into, and it's one of those doors that has like the big window, like the big square window thing in the front. So she opens the door, and then she closes the door as you usually do when you enter a building. And when she closes the door, the window has the reflection of Satan in it, just up close, in your face. It's not a jump scare. Like, calling it a jump scare would be a giant disservice. But, like... Can you fuck off? Thank you. So creepy. Like, I'd caught a bunch of the more hidden shots of Satan. Like, at some point, she's just, like, standing in a room, and you could see Satan in the window behind her. Like, are you serious? I need, what, 4 quartz? 3 quartz. We can drop lead. I've fucked ton of lead. I don't need... Like, every time I saw Satan in the background, it just freaked me out. Because, like I said, everything else felt so grounded in reality that seeing these supernatural elements kick in just... It gets you so fast. Very intense. And just generally, like, it's very violent and bloody and, like, very out of nowhere, which also makes it realistic. There's one character just gets their entire fucking head blown off with a shotgun with no warning. A character just... I know this might sound a little goofy, but a character just whips out a shotgun and blows their head off. Not there, like someone else's. And it's over. It happens in a second, and it's over in a second. And it's just like, it leaves you genuinely shaken. Because you had no idea it was coming, and you had no idea it was going to look that realistic, certainly. It's a very intense movie. You don't feel good after watching it, but it is so well made. Where do I want to build my base? I don't even know where I'm going right now. I'm a fan of the sparse reef, good access to endgame locations. Maybe we'll do right outside the bulb zone. I usually do the sparse reef or the mushroom forest in front of the ship. I think we'll go with on the edge of the mushroom forest. Maybe we'll just build it right here, pretty centered on the map. You can get pretty much anywhere from here relatively easily. It's deep water too, which is nice. Yeah, why not? We'll do it right here. Yeah. So that's long legs. Ooh. Don't want to go too close to the Reaper. Hold up. I gotta surface, avoid the Reaper here. I mean, I'm nowhere... okay, maybe I'm not nowhere near it. It's so dark, I can't even tell if I can actually see the island there or not. Jesus Christ. You know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna... Let's shift enter. Fuck it. My game. I can play how I want. Oh, here we go. Big reveal time. Infected. We're done for. The only way to play a single player... What's the best biome in your professional opinion? Okay, that can mean a lot of things. Best biome. Are we talking best biome like to live in because there's so many resources? Are we talking coolest looking biome? Are we talking like best designed? There's a lot of answers. Best designed, Lost River. I think that kind of goes without saying. Fuck. I want to build here, but the Reapers, dude. You never get over the fear of the Reapers in this game. They're not that far. Although I can't hear them roaring, so I think that means I'm far enough away. Right here. Right on this. This is where my base would be. Right on this little ledge here. That's... Jesus Christ. Okay. So let's go. Large room. Right hanging off the edge. Just how I like it. A little further. There we go. Oh, yeah. Favorite biome. Ooh. I don't think I've ever really considered my favorite biome. I'm going to be honest. You can't beat the classics. The Safe Shallows, in my opinion, is one of my... It's personally one... What was it? Personally, I think is one of the most iconic locations in gaming history, in my personal gaming history at least. Because I know Subnautica, like it's not gonna be as iconic as Halo or even Destiny or anything like that, but the Safe Shallows is just the music there. The visually, it's very bright and colorful, like this. This is just fuck you. It scared me, bro. I jumped. Are you serious? Dude, I don't want to move my base just because there's some weird clipping. I'm a big blood kelp guy. Are you a psychopath? Are you the fucking killer from Longlegs? The blood kelp biome? That is... I think that's the only biome I've never actually... I'm going to have to move my base because there's clipping. I'm going to kill myself. I think the blood kelp biome is the only biome I've genuinely never gotten over my fear of. Every time I go in there, I actually flip. Like, I do not take it well. It's a very... How can my inventory be full? I didn't pick up anything else. What the fuck? Alright, well, I'll just drop something over here, I guess. Deep Grand Reef. Deep Grand Reef. Not even the Grand Reef, bro. The Deep Grand Reef is... Okay, Deep Grand Reef isn't scary, but... I'll take that. That's a valid take. I just happen to disagree, I would say. Yeah, you can literally see it clipping through. What a Alright, whatever. Right on the very edgy edge. The only biome I can't go in is dunes. Ooh. I don't know if I can go in the dunes either. The dunes are also quite a spooky location. I do not love the dunes. I can sort of... When you get this... I think if you get late enough into a playthrough and you get the Seamoth perimeter defense system, I can handle the dunes. Because I'll just kind of go in, eyes half closed, speed around, and if a Reaper gets me, I'll scream for a second, hit the perimeter defense system, and run away. I love the crabs. I think we've been over this. A lot of people have learned this about me. I have a crippling fear of crabs. Unironically. Don't know where it came from. Don't know why. I find crabs to be genuinely horrifying. No, I don't like crabs. I have a crab phobia. There's got to be a name for this, honestly. Let's look it up. Hold on. Oh, fucking... literally the scariest shit in any movie ever. Argue with the wall. Crab phobia. Cabarophobia. Fear of crabs and... I'm not afraid of lobsters. It's just crab... This is... What is this? What was God thinking that day? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. They're just so... Ugh. The crab squid scare the shit out of me. I can't lie. Crabs are like a top 3 critter. Top 3 critter. They are quite a good critter. I, just personally, emotionally, I don't jive with the crabs, man. They're not for me. I've literally been trying to figure out where this fear came from, because it's so weird and so specific. Like, I love the ocean and everything. I'm a big water guy. I went snorkeling with, like, my whole grade at one point, which was, that was on our school's Israel trip, second semester senior year. We went snorkeling, and the guy was like, oh, by the way, like, you know, you might run into crabs. And I melted. I didn't put my feet. They are scientifically, genetically perfection. Search up the crab evolution theory. I think I've heard, isn't it like crabs haven't evolved in a ridiculously long period of time because they're just so well equipped to survive, they like don't have to, or something like that. They're like, yeah, genetically perfection. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's literally the theory, is like they can't be any better at survival than they already are, or something ridiculous like that. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but generally. Hold on, I'll look it up in a minute. I just need to find one. I need one piece of table coral, and then I'll be set in my new base. I can move in permanently. Can I just get a little piece of table coral, please? Hello? Table coral. Copper? Yes. Table coral, where are you? Well, we're not going in there just yet. Oh, I should have taken my Seamoth. Actually, it's good that I left my Seamoth there, so I should know where the base is. Okay, we're going to go to the surface and look up the crab. What is it? Crab evolution theory. Alright, I'm looking it up. Hold on. Fuck, why did I leave this on my screen? Crab evolution theory. Form of convergent evolution in which non-crab crustaceans evolve a crab-like body plan? Is this it? The many attempts of nature to evolve a crab. What? King crabs. Oh, God. No. No. No crabs. You would not have liked my elementary school. It was by the water, and during crab season, they would invade our campus. This one crab crawled in a girl's back. You're from Florida. You're not from Australia. Okay, this is not that bad, I guess. I can kind of look at... Why do animals keep evolving into crabs? Crab-like bodies are so evolutionary favorable, they've evolved at least 5 different times. What? I had no idea. Dude, one time... I genuinely... I wouldn't be able to go to school. I'd have to take a mental health day if there were crabs all over my campus crawling around because my school was near the water. I knew Florida was a no man's land. I just didn't think it was that extreme. That you had crabs crawling into your backpacks. There was this movie I really liked, actually. What was it called? It was called Love. I think it was called Love and Monsters. Yeah, this movie. I really like the actor in it, Dylan O'Brien. I think he's from Maze Runner. He's a pretty good guy. Pretty good actor, at least. It was a really nice and cute movie where, like, there's like a giant meteor coming to destroy the planet, so humans fire all their nukes to destroy it, which actually works, but then the radiation combined with shit from the meteor makes, like, every cold-blooded animal evolve into a giant man-eating monster, and basically the world ends because there's nothing to do about it. I feel the same way you do with crabs about grasshoppers. I mean, grasshoppers, I could sort of see it. Grasshoppers are pretty freaky as well. I can tolerate a grasshopper. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a praying mantis, not a grasshopper. What is a grasshopper? All I'm thinking of are the villains from Bug's Life, because they are grasshoppers, but, like, I don't know what they actually look like in person, now that I think about it. I mean, I'm glad we're talking about this during the long legs section of this stream, because true horror. Search up giant Florida lubber. I have a trauma from that thing. Hold on. All right, give me a second. I need my guy Riley here needs a glass of water first. Actually, I do too. Holy crap! Ugh! Headphone wire just killed me. I'm gonna glug this. Headphone wire. Feel nice and refreshed. Alright. Glug, glug, glug. Alright, perfect. Hold on, what am I looking up here? Oh, so I was watching this movie perfectly fine, and then we get Love and Monsters. You're not gonna believe what the final monster in this movie is. I want to kill myself. A giant crab. A ginormous crab comes onto shore and starts eating everybody. I wanted to cry. I was so upset. Okay. Giant Florida lubber. What am I about to see? Oh. I don't know. It's not that bad. You know what? I just matched with somebody on Hinge. over hold on. Oh, Wormy. I matched with somebody on Hinge over the shared trauma of this scene from SpongeBob. That was so fucking funny that just happened. I don't know. I mean, people say the same thing about crabs. This is like, sure, it has those black dead soul eyes, or dead no soul eyes, but I don't know. It's giving off wormy. Excuse me. Wow, big hiccup from that glugging. It's giving off wormy energy from SpongeBob here. This was ridiculous. This traumatized like every kid back in the day. Like, what were they doing? Scared the living shit out of me. Yeah, it scared the living shit out of everybody. Shared experience right there. So I'm gonna need an interior grow bed. You know what, let's just take one of these, and that filled my whole inventory. What do I need for an interior grow bed? 4 titanium, perfect. Oh, actually, look. It's just the way they hop. That's my problem with cats and frogs. Like, frogs don't really spook me out in any way. It's just the way they hop around is, I do not like that. Cats too, like the way that cats can just, like a crab won't touch you, but those lubbers like jump on your face. That's what I was saying though, was that when we went snorkeling, they mentioned there might be crabs. I refused to let my feet touch the sand. I swam around like I love the ocean so much that all my friends were laughing at me because they know how much I love the ocean. I was swimming around like a big dumb idiot because I wouldn't let my feet come within like a foot of the ocean floor because there might be a crab there. I just lost it. Like the idea of like stepping on a crab and just having it snip at you really quickly, like no. So yeah, I get it. The idea of a grasshopper jumping on your face is also absolutely horrible. Somewhat similar energy there, I think. Dude, I just went all that way for table core and I didn't even get it. I swear to God, sometimes, man. I could probably find it over there somewhere. Hold on. Let's put in... I can't do the fabricator because I need the table coral. Give me the interior grow bed. Put it right here. Obama just said the sequel is usually worse. What? Oh, dude, I haven't been looking in chat. I've had my phone on mute. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at the Democratic National Convention. Why is Barack Obama talking about movie sequels right now? Someone please explain. Chat, help me out here. Hold on. I gotta ask what this is about. Oh, electing Trump again being the sequel. See, hold on. We were talking about sequelitis on stream. We're on theme. Itis on stream. The DNC makes me so patriotic. Dude, I wasn't watching. I have no idea. I just heard Kamala is now. The term I feel like the term should be president-elect, but presidential candidate-elect? I don't even know like what she was elected to be the candidate, presidential candidate-elect. She was elected to be the she was elected to be a candidate to run for the president of the United States. Like what are you supposed to call that? Dude, I don't even know. Oh, politics. Fuck off, biter. So yeah, okay, I think we can move on from the let me go to my base. Let's move on from the long legs discussion. That's been long over at this point. Let's go to what's next on our list after long legs. Twisters. I really don't have a whole lot to say about Twisters, I gotta be honest. I really wanted to make a video on Twisters because I really wanted to love it. I mean, you can't beat the Glenissance, baby. That snorkeling story reminds me of someone I know who went snorkeling in Israel and they were warned not to touch the sand, and they look up the sand, there's like hundreds of... What are you talking about? What do you mean there were hundreds of eyes looking up from the sand? These fish called stargazers, search them up, genuine sea mon... Dude, that story just gave me chills when I read it. I don't... Extreme venomous! God... I don't want to do this. Why? What is that? Why does that have to exist? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I think I don't know if you were there when I made this joke, Noah. Some nice baked thoughts of mine were that if we make it to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, like successfully, we like fully explore the deepest point on Earth, if we somehow get space rocket fuel to help us explore the universe from the bottom of the Marianas Trench, the universe is a video game, and I refuse to elaborate on that. Because that's just good game design. Think about it. We gotta explore our own ocean first, and then we get to unlock extra levels, like Mars and whatever else. Maybe even Pluto or something. A nice ice level. Shit's crazy. Dude, those fish, I never want to... Just gonna back away. No Reaper Leviathans for me, thank you. Dude, can I please just get a piece of table coral already so I can be done with this? Like, Jesus Christ. I gotta take any sandstone outcrop I can get. I need fish. Fishy fish. Gotta eat. Yeah, dude, I never... Oh, fuck, it's still... Okay. Hold on. Never mind. Give me a piece of table coral. I could have gone to the safe shallows by now and gotten it and been back. This is ridiculous. The progression would be pretty crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what could possibly be at the bottom of the Marianas Trench that could work as rocket fuel, but all I'm saying is that would be some good game design. Yeah, the exploring the ocean is harder than space. Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite Futurama jokes. There's an episode where they take the Planet Express spaceship and they go fishing, like they just sit it on the top of the ocean, like on the surface, and they go fishing off of it, and they catch like a giant sea monster that drags their spaceship to the bottom of the ocean. And when they get dragged down there, one of the characters is like, Professor Farnsworth, can the spaceship survive down there? And he's like, well, this is a spaceship, so it's meant to survive anywhere from 0 to 1 atmospheric pressure. And they go, or no, that's it. Sorry, I totally mixed that up. The joke was like, the professor was like, oh, we're currently experiencing 35 atmospheres worth of pressure. And the crew is like, well, how many can the spaceship handle? He goes, well, it's made for space, so anywhere between 0 and 1. And then the ship, like, explodes immediately. Because, like, yeah, making something that can survive in the depths of the ocean with all of that pressure is so much harder than making something that can float in a vacuum. Because, I mean, it does not even float in a vacuum, I guess. I guess it would just have to be airtight and generate oxygen, or bring an oxygen supply. Fuck, now I don't know where my base is. I need a beacon. I don't have the... Oh, dude, I can't make a beacon. You have to unlock beacons. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, actually. That's genuinely my one problem with progression in this game, is needing to unlock beacons. Like, get that shit out of here. Alright, let's go back to the base if we can find it. Get some food. Build the fabricator, finally. Build some storage. Yeah. Oh, anyway, twisters. Time to talk about twisters. So speaking of atmospheric pressure, slick transition I just hit there. Twisters was fine. I wanted to love it because the Glennaissance is here and nothing can stop it. But it was just kind of fine. So I saw this with my sister and her good friend. And I gotta say, I know this might be a crazy complaint, but my biggest problem with the movie was that there were too many goddamn twisters. I'm not being facetious. I'm not goofing or anything. I'm being dead serious. There were too many twisters in this movie. They just lost their impact. Like you get like 5 or 6 just average, not all that exciting twisters like in 15 to 20 minutes of each other, and they just lose all their impact. Like, I just don't care. I don't feel the tension when I see a twister. Because the whole point of the movie is like, oh, these twisters, they're causing so much damage. We gotta figure out a way we can stop these twisters. And then it's like, we kind of just see you guys goofing around with twisters a lot for the first half of the movie. Obviously, the opening comes, and the twister's way bigger than they expect, and it kills all the friends except for the main character and the other guy. But, like, the fact that she just kind of locks in, and it takes her one try to get over her crippling fear and trauma of twisters is just... That should have been a whole movie arc. I know at the end, see, this is the problem, because if you try to... If you wait until the very end when she drives into the twister for that to be the big moment she finally faces her fear, it's just like, what's even the plot of the movie at that point? Like, what is there to do if the main character can't actually go near twisters or whatever? But then at the same time, it kind of makes it feel meaningless that she's already been in several twisters. She's gotten over her fear. So her driving, I guess she's sacrificing herself more than she is getting over her fear of twisters, but like... I don't know. I mean, obviously she wasn't going to fucking die. She's the main character. And there's a whole love triangle we had to get sorted before. Like, it was a cute movie. There were some really good moments of tension. Like, sometimes the twisters, when the twisters were bad, they were bad. They were very spooky. What the fuck is hitting me? Hold on. Get. Stupid tiger plant. Seamoth is over there. Like, it was like, I would never hate on that movie. I would probably throw it on in the background when I'm doing other things when it hits streaming. Like, it's a perfectly fine, enjoyable movie. The line that I heard going into it was, it is a 3-star movie that feels like a 5-star movie, which was probably the worst thing I could have heard going into it, because it really is just like a 2.5 to 3-star movie. Like, it's very... It kind of sucks, but the word I want to use is serviceable. It's a very serviceable movie. Like, you're just kind of there to have a fun time and enjoy it, but it's really not all that fun. Like, between Trap and what else is on our list here? Like, there were a lot of movies. Yeah, between Trap and Deadpool and Wolverine, that was like 3 movies in a row where you're kind of just supposed to watch it to have fun. And it was easily the least fun to watch out of the 3. So it is a very good movie to put on in the background when you have other more important things going on, so you can look over every like 15 minutes or so and watch like a 5 to 10 minute really good scene and then continue on with what you were doing. That sounds a little more... Oh, by the way, did you see that new show, Secret Level, they just announced? Dude, that show looks really cool. So for anyone who doesn't know what Secret Level is, it's coming to Amazon Prime, I believe. Hold on. It's an anthology show. Jesus Christ, get that off my screen now. Secret Level. Amazon Prime's Secret Level list of featured games and premiere date. So it's from the guys who did Love, Death, and Robots. So we're already off to a phenomenal start. It's from Amazon Prime, and Amazon as a company, I got my problems with them, but let's face it, Amazon Prime has some pretty great TV shows on them. They're no Apple TV, but they're not slackers like Netflix or Peacock or anything like that. A tapestry of iconic games across multiple mediums to tell a series of unique and captivating stories. So the guys who did Love, Death, and Robots were easily the best possible pick for this, because every episode of Love, Death, and Robots really feels like its own thing with its own art style, but there's like a consistent level of quality. So I think for video games where they're all going to look a little different and feel a little different, these are great guys to work on it. What do we got? Armored Core, I don't know, but I've heard of Concord. Oh, Concord's it's a Sony game. Hasn't even released yet. No one even wants to play that game, so that's a weird choice. Crossfire, I don't know. Dungeons and Dragons, okay, that could be good. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves needed a sequel. It's like a dream show. Dude, if it had a Destiny episode, I would flip my fucking desk over. Exodus, I have no idea. Honor of Kings, I don't know. Mega Man, that could be cool. I finally just watched the Super Mario movie this morning, actually. I hadn't watched it yet. It was really solid. Mega Man's a Nintendo property, right? Video game series. Oh, by Capcom. Oh, interesting. I mean, Mega Man's a nice, cute character. There's some interesting stuff to work with there. That could be good. New World. Oh, New World got an episode. Oh, New World was an Amazon game, so I guess it's a little unfair. Concord is actually an industry plant. Yeah, dude, Concord, no one, $40 price tag for this style of game that now is usually free to play. Like, it also just doesn't look that fun. Like, I watched the trailer for it during the Sony State of Play or whatever it was where it was revealed, and I was like, that just doesn't look fun. Like, that looks really lame. That looks awful. Pac-Man? I mean, Pac-Man got a whole TV show on, like, Cartoon Network, right? Oh, Pac-Man. This is the one I was thinking of. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. I don't know, man. I don't know if they could beat Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. It's got some stiff competition here. PlayStation, highlighting various PlayStation Studio beloved entities. I saw God of War was in the trailer. That would be a God of War movie. Zack Snyder wouldn't have to produce that. That would be... If you got... I don't know who would be a good director or writer for a God of War movie. Zack Snyder producing a God of War movie, oh, my butt would be in seats day one. Stifu? I genuinely have no idea what that is. Oh, that's cool. Oh, third-person brawler Kung Fu Mechanics. That could make for a cool TV episode. Okay. Splunky, that's cool. The Outer Worlds. What? I don't know. I mixed it up with the Outer Wilds, and I tried it by accident, and I'm not a big RPG guy. I pray Destiny is included in the PlayStation one. It is technically... Well... Oh, PlayStation, highlighting various PlayStation. Yeah. I was about to say PlayStation and Amazon are two different companies, because PlayStation, Sony. Yeah. I would... There are very few things I would not do... to work on a Destiny movie or TV show if there was one being made. That to me would be like, if I heard there was a Destiny game or movie in the works, I would genuinely start tweaking, trying to figure out how I could be somewhere in the crew working on that. that would be like a. I thought the Outer Wilds for a second. I would have gone crazy. No, that's what I said. I only played the Outer Worlds. I played like the first hour of it because I watched Skill Up, who you probably know. Skill Up, I think, is probably one of the best YouTubers. He's a freaking amazing reviewer. His Destiny video, Final Shape review, is a little overdue. It's been a little too long. He's made quite a few videos since then. I need the Final Shape review in my veins ASAP. With his Australian accent, I couldn't understand when he said Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds, because he's like, the Outer Wilds is the best game I've ever played, and I was like, is that which one? Dude, I need to get into it. I played that game for like 45 minutes because I really couldn't figure out. There was like that ship steering mini game at the beginning. Or no, I made it past that. Like the first thing, there's like some repair thing you have to do at the beginning. I think we talked about that. Yeah, whatever that repair thing is you had to do, I literally couldn't beat it. This was like maybe 4 years ago now, so I think if I came back to it, it would probably go a little bit better for me. But we'd have to see there. Sorry, I'm a little. Stream Outer Wilds, please. Dude, I'm really sad this summer is over. I've had so much fun working on my YouTube channel this summer. Outside of just like being at home with your family and whatever, I'm really gonna miss that this semester. It's not like I can't work on it, but I really can't do a proper live stream at school, which is upsetting because these live streams are a lot of fun. Maybe winter break or something. Unreal Tournament. Curious to see how that goes. Warhammer 40,000. That is gonna be a great episode. Hold on. I can already tell Warhammer is going to be a great episode. But have you seen... which one is it? Which one? Is it in season 1? These are out of order because this is definitely the second episode. 3 Robots, I think, was the finale? Oh, Zima Blue is literally one of the craziest things I think I've ever watched. Get unbelievably baked and watch that, and it will be a life-changing... The Secret War. Whoever worked on The Secret War, if they're working on... Because it's the same... It's like from the people that brought you Love, Death, and Robots, whatever that specifically means, I don't know. If they're working on a Warhammer 40K episode, we are in for a treat. This is genuinely... This has some of the coolest war action I think I've ever seen. Even if they're fighting monsters or whatever, like... Soldiers holding their... I would say, like, soldiers standing their ground against an army action. Oh, God, it's so peak. The peak male fantasy. Me and the boys holding ground as an unstoppable wave of monsters comes at us. What else is there in life than that? Maybe boarding a giant wooden ship and sailing the 7 seas, perhaps. That's about it. Those are probably the 2 things every man yearns for. Maybe just give those soldiers some swords and stuff, too, just to use in case things get messy. There you go. Dude, I forgot I was even supposed to be reviewing Twisters. That's how little I have to say about this movie. The love triangle was so goofy. It was Daisy, or not, it was the main character woman. It was Glenn Powell, and it was that guy from Dumb Money in a love triangle. And obviously the main character is going to pick Glenn Powell because, like, if you watch the movie, it's pretty obvious, and also, like, we would all pick Glenn Powell, wouldn't we? But, but them not kissing at the end and just kind of awkwardly walking off together is so weird. I know Steven Spielberg is the one. He was a producer on this movie. He was the one who said, don't have them kiss at the end. Steven, I hate to tell you this. For the first time in cinematic history, you might be wrong here, buddy. They 110% should have kissed. You're pretty wild for suggesting otherwise. Like I said, it's the type of movie, it'll come to streaming. It'll be on, like, Peacock or Paramount Plus or, like, one of the random services. I'll put it on the background when I'm, like, playing Destiny or whatever. I'll look up for, like, the opening scene and 1 or 2 scenes in the middle that were pretty solid. Watch the ending, and I will move on with my life. It's really not all that. A little disappointing Didn't have too high of expectations, just expected to have a lot of fun. Didn't really have all that much fun, and that itch was scratched by the final 2 movies on our list. Deadpool and Wolverine up next. Oh my god, dude. I loved Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, wow, what a great movie. It sounds... I cannot believe I'm saying this. What a breath of fresh air for the superhero genre. My one... Like, I had a few problems with it, for sure. But my one big request would have been not having Cassandra Nova in the movie. It was good that there was a villain in The Void. I think maybe she... It doesn't even have to be she shouldn't be in the movie. Even just... Why did they bring her back for, like, the climax? Have her break out of the Void and use the Ripper to destroy every universe. We didn't need that. This was literally a road trip movie with Deadpool and Wolverine, like, trying to fight through the Void to get back home. So they can save their world from a machine. Like, just shut off the machine, basically. Like, even... Yeah, Paradox is technically the villain, but I wouldn't really consider him an MCU big bad. They kind of gave that to Cassandra Nova. But without her, at least without her in the climax, I think it all would have worked pretty well if, like, the Threadripper, whatever it was called, was really fired up all the way. And Paradox is like, "It's over, Deadpool. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. Or stop it now." And Deadpool just, like, shoots him in the head and tries to figure out how to shut off the machine. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with that, outside of us not getting the iconic Iris beat drop at the end, because he has risen Baby Girl. Like, that would have been missed, but generally, like, not having an MCU big bad would not have been a problem for me in the slightest. It didn't feel like it needed one. It felt like it was definitely willing to just try its own thing. It wanted to be a good Deadpool movie. It wanted to be an MCU movie. It wanted to be a good Wolverine movie, and I think it succeeded in all of those. I rewatched Deadpool 1 relatively soon after seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's interesting because it really does feel like the same character at the very least. It's just that I kind of preferred Deadpool's character in Deadpool and in Deadpool 1. But like I do understand that by Deadpool and Wolverine he basically has sort of devolved into just a cartoony goober. I don't even... He's, like, in Deadpool 1, he does have a very serious edge to him. Like, I don't know. It's still there in Deadpool 3. It just feels softer overall, which I think is just something about it being an MCU movie at the end of the day. It just does... It feels softer. Not like it's less edgy. Like, visually and emotionally, it feels a little bit softer than Deadpool 1. But Deadpool 2, it does feel like kind of a halfway between the two. It's a little closer to Deadpool 1, but that movie is a lot softer than Deadpool 1. Like, I do like that they soften up as they go along, as Deadpool just becomes more of a wacko. It's just like, specifically, I don't have that much to add on Deadpool and Wolverine. It's just like, what an enjoyable film to watch. The jokes, weirdly enough, I didn't think were that good. Like, I didn't think the movie was that funny. Like, maybe the verbal, like, the quips and the punchlines were not funny. Some of the visual gags, or more just, like, character-based gags, were pretty funny. I genuinely cackled when Chris Evans came out as Johnny Storm. Ugh. I figured, like, it immediately came into my mind. I was like, this is not going to be Captain America, obviously, because, like, they wouldn't make it so obviously Chris Evans before they show his face. But for some reason, like, I just wasn't thinking clearly enough to be like, oh, it's going to be Johnny Storm, actually. So when he threw the thing off and he was like, flame on, I just cackled. It kind of just caught me off guard. What else? I mean, there's just a lot of great stuff. Like, so much of the movie was practical, as crazy as that is to say, and that's like my number one thing, man. Like, nothing makes me madder than that behind the scenes photo from Is this lantern tree just not growing? Or maybe it has to grow all the way and then it'll sprout lantern fruit? I don't really remember. Oh, I just have to go and replant this. Yeah, there we go. No, I gotta wait for that to grow again. That's annoying. Cave sulfur diamond. Oh yeah, there we go, laser cutter. No! Now we have to go get cave sulfur, and I have to make a battery. I guess I should probably grab some acid mushrooms. Do I have... No, wait. I need titanium too. Now I have all these flares taking up my inventory. That's great. Let's get an exterior grow bed. Actually, are there acid mushrooms just like right here? I have no idea. Yep, we're good. We should get an exterior grow bed soon-ish, just so I can... I mean, the creep vine's right there. It's not too urgent. 3 watching right now. Yo, who's in chat right now? Let me see. Say hello if you're willing. Dude, what was I? Yeah. So with Deadpool and Wolverine, I really don't have any like overarching problems. I wish it would have went the full mile and really switched up the MC formula. It felt very different than a lot of the recent stuff we've been getting, which is like the least we could have asked for with how bad all of the recent stuff has been. Admittedly, I did not watch Echo or The Marvels. I think that was all I missed. I tried... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oops, I just damaged my own Seamoth, too, which is great. I made it through half of Hawkeye. I just wasn't into it. I wanted to like it. It was boring. I wasn't into it. Echo, I gave that shit 5 minutes and I turned it off. I was not in the mood for whatever nonsense that was going to be. Disney Plus really is just a travesty. What that has done to all of Disney's franchises. Genuinely one of the biggest missteps in franchise media history. I mean, now it's finally profitable for them at the very least. There you are. Ooh, 2 of you. Double whammy. Like, flooding everybody with these ridiculous, horribly put together Disney Plus shows was just such an absurd move. I can't even wrap my head around it half the time. And so Deadpool and Wolverine being like fully bright and cheery, but still taking the characters and their relationships very seriously. That's it, man. That's the sweet spot right there for superhero movies. Not all of them have to be this way, but have a relatively lighthearted, wacky, fun, kooky adventure, like something that you would just not, locations and characters and shit you would not see in like any normal drama or comedy or whatever. But then actually make sure you're hitting the notes properly and you're getting a good dramatic base. Like the drama in this movie is probably worse than most of the Deadpool and Vanessa stuff was a lot less interesting in this movie than any of the others. But it was still good enough. It was just... Oh, I remembered what it is. I knew I had one big issue with this movie. Stemming from the relationship problems of not only the characters, but the movie's writing. I didn't understand, outside of fourth wall-breaking jokes, how Deadpool... That was cool. How Deadpool showed up to have an interview in the 616 God, I sound like such a dork. In the 616 universe with Happy Hogan. We're near the end of Phase 5 and there still hasn't been any connection. Exactly. The fact that weren't we supposed to get Kang Dynasty next year? What separates 4 and 5? What makes either of them a phase period? Like, Phase 1 was the setup phase. It led to Avengers. That's all Phase 1 needed to be. Phase 2 was... Let's lock in. Let's broaden our scope a little bit. Let's hit some sequels, introduce some Infinity Stones, but broaden the scope a bit more. And then Phase 3 was let's go big and let's get to Infinity War and Endgame. Like, that was all very clear cut. It was let's get things started. Let's widen our scope. Let's start getting a little weird. And then it was, let's get weird. Let's go big. Phase 4 was just like, let's cast the widest net scientifically possible for no particular reason. Let's give them... Let's do a very serious drama with like 30 main characters with 50,000 years of history. No, actually, it might even be more than 50,000. I just pulled that number as my butt as a joke. But, like, Eternals was just a horrible idea and concept. Whoever decided that should be a movie and not one of the Disney Plus shows is a fool. Because that should have been a Disney Plus show where we get one episode focused on each character and then like final 2 or 3 episodes or something. Make it like a 12-episode season. That really shouldn't have been that hard. Cramming that into a movie was just a god-awful idea from the get-go. And then they just gave us like a really boring movie. Oh my god, that was so... There's no other word than boring for Eternals. Shang-Chi was great. It was a little more traditional Marvel, a nice little origin story. Kept things relatively simple. Still different enough. It was like a mystical aspect of the MCU, but not in the Doctor Strange way. The stuff with the dragons was cool. The 10 Rings just looked really cool and like were cool to watch him fight with. And they're powerful, not to the point of being overpowered, but to the point where they're fun to watch. That was really a sweet spot of superhero movies. I really loved Shang-Chi. That was one of my old videos that I still left up on the channel, Shang-Chi versus Eternals, and why Shang-Chi is so much better, and the sort of interesting similarities between the two I hadn't really seen people pointing out. The way the movie sort of told, centered around familial backstories that kind of slowly unlock the backstory as you go along. It's a similar format, given that Marvel doesn't use that particular format all that often, so using it kind of back-to-back. Oh, I can build a bioreactor? Let's do that. So doing it basically back-to-back was a little wacky, and especially doing it back-to-back with such differing levels of quality. Oh, hold on. And Shang-Chi just did so much better. Like, the family drama in that movie and the flashbacks, everything was so much more interesting, and it was just so... It was interesting stuff, but very simple. Eternals was like, could have been interesting. There's just not enough time to make it interesting, so it just becomes horribly boring. Not like I wanted it to be longer or anything. I certainly did not want that at all. It couldn't work as a movie. It was a fundamentally flawed film. And then... Thor Love and Thunder? I was talking about this movie earlier in the stream. That is genuinely one of my least favorite movies of all time, Thor Love and Thunder. I had a my friend wanted I see every MCU movie with my friend Max. He wanted to... I watched it with my dad opening night, and then Max was like, we gotta see Thor Love and Thunder, and I was like, Max, please don't make me see Thor Love and Thunder again. He was like, dude, but it's the streak, we gotta see it. So I went, and I sat there. I wanted to end my own life during that movie, but I made it through, and I will never watch it again. You cannot pay me to watch Thor Love and Thunder. That is like... The She-Hulk finale was insulting. The Thor Love and Thunder was insulting. That was a whole insulting movie. Taika Waititi, I hope you collected that paycheck and you spent it on something nice for you, Tessa Thompson, and Rita Ora to share in the bedroom or whatever, because you were far more interested in that than making the movie, which, you know what? I don't even think I can blame you there, pal. Nah, Thor 4 is the worst MCU movie. Is it? It might be. But I'm not allowed to say Thor 4 is the worst MCU movie because technically I saw it twice in full. I've never sat through The Dark World. I've tried twice. I made it same with it was the same thing with Black Widow. The first time I stopped after like 30-40 minutes. Second time I made it almost halfway. Neither movie I finished. I will never finish. Not like they're so bad I'm like Thor 4 is a movie so bad I would protest watching it. Like Thor the Dark World and Black Widow are just so unbelievably boring. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have finished Eternals either if I didn't watch that in a theater. So I can't say which of the three is the most boring. But Thor Love and Thunder, I think, is the worst. Like, that is an incompetent movie, which is, even for the MCU, an incompetent movie is pretty rare. This is a really interesting glitch I've just discovered here, but it's a lot of fun. Dark World is better because it's at least it at least tries. That's yeah, that's kind of like what I was saying. Like, Thor 4 is boring, but it is also it's insultingly bad. I forgot Black Widow existed. So did everybody else, bro. No fans for that movie. Actually, some people thought it was a cool Winter Soldier like spy thriller. I mean, Winter Soldier's good. It's overhyped, but it's good. But trying to the way people were using, like, without me saying I think Winter Soldier's overrated, the way people talk about Winter Soldier, comparing Black Widow to Winter Soldier in that way is so insulting to Winter Soldier. Ant-Man 3, I genuinely can't remember anything. Ant-Man 3 was so upsetting, bro. If Ant-Man... Wait, what's the haters quote? I need to make sure I get this right. Hold on. This is it. I need this quote. Where is it? If Ant-Man has 1 million fans, then I'm one of them. If Ant-Man has 1 fan, then I am that one. If Ant-Man has no fans, that means I'm dead. MCU Ant-Man, Ant-Man 1 is in my top 5 MCU movies. I understand that that's a crazy take. I get it. But I will not be apologizing, and I will not be changing that view anytime soon based on the way the MCU has been going. I really, really like Ant-Man 1. Even Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp is aggressively overhated. Like, I get it. Nothing really happens in that movie, especially to come out in between Infinity War and Endgame. The balls on Marvel to release that, like, calling it a nothing movie. MCU plot-wise, that nothing of a movie in between those two. That was a really bold move. They were setting that movie up for failure. Because I went in, I was like, listen, like, Ant-Man's not even in Infinity War. Like, I'm sure lore-wise the Quantum Realm will be important for Endgame, obviously. But, like, overall, this is not changing the MCU landscape in any way. I went in, and you know what? I got myself a cute little Ant-Man adventure. I've rewatched it a couple of times on Disney Plus, maybe 2 or 3 times. It's not great. It's not terrible. I would give it 2.5 stars minimum. Maybe even on a good day 3. I'd have to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a while. Let's be fair, but people act like that's a 1 star. That's like 2.5 to 3 stars. Pretty fairly, in my opinion. Ant-Man 1 is like 3 to 3.5. Most of the MCU movies are not breaking 3.5 stars. I would give Ant-Man 1 3.5, maybe 4 stars. I also haven't rewatched that in a pretty long time by now. But I remember pretty much loving Ant-Man 1. But yeah, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. The point is, Deadpool and Wolverine, it wasn't even like, oh, it feels like we're back to the MCU's good old days. This feels like Deadpool and Wolverine showed up and showed Marvel what a post-Endgame movie is supposed to look like. Just really wild, goofy comic book shit, like Deadpool pulling out 50 different versions of Wolverine until he finds the right one. Going through a journey in the void, like through all these random, not that Marvel has to throw in cameos, but throw in like weird random characters that you're probably not ever going to seriously adapt, that still have some fans, like Gambit or whatever. I mean, they could totally adapt Gambit. That's really not out of the realm of possibility, but I just mean like take like these C-list superheroes that really don't have a place in the MCU and probably won't for a very, very long time, and just throw them into a movie with like a really wacky actor to play them who's like really hamming it up. People love that. Have your characters go on these wacky journeys, but ground them in just simple but effective emotional stories, and that's it. Like, get wacky, but you need to be having fun. Because that's the thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, you can tell everyone working on that movie was having fun. They were glad to be on that set making that movie. Eternals, dude, if pretty much any MCU show, it feels like nobody wants to be there outside of like 1 or 2 of the lead actors or whatever. Oh yeah, but Ant-Man Quantumania, that was another movie where I came out of the theater and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, just how do you fumble that hard? Deadpool Wolverine also makes me sad. What Doctor Strange 2 could have been, it was so disappointing. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine almost felt like what Multiverse of Madness was marketed as. Like, Multiverse of Madness, like, change up the format. It doesn't have to be big bad shows up, superhero gets defeated, has to work their way up and learn some big lesson that's also like part of something with their relationship problems that they've been having or something, and then they beat the bad guy. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine them beating the bad guy is shutting down the machine. Like, it kills the bad guy when they do that because it's the only way to stop her anyway. But, like, my point from earlier was they didn't need Cassandra Nova to be there. It could have just been about shutting down the machine. A road trip movie to shut down a machine and save their world. Doctor Strange 2 should have been, like, a fucking Lord of the Rings style mythical quest movie. Like, have them go on this quest across crazy multiverse universes looking for the Book of Vishanti to stop the Scarlet Witch. They could have, it should have been after the attack on Kamar-Taj, which was actually really awesome. That is, post-Endgame, probably one of the best MCU action sequences. That was really great overall. I said in my review at the time, that felt like a better third act fight than a good number of MCU movies, and that came like 25 minutes into the movie, which is just crazy. After that scene, like that would have been our MCU usual in like it would have been high quality MCU as usual, which is like a good way to get the audience on your side. And then when they got flung through the multiverse, they should have landed in some weird ass like Elden Ring, Middle Earth, weird lands that they had to travel across, and they go through like a couple different weird places like that. And Doctor Strange gets to do cool, goofy Doctor Strange shit, stopping weird little goblin bad guys along the way or whatever, and then they find the Book of Kamar-Taj and they use it to stop the Scarlet Witch. I feel like it's not really that crazy of a thing to ask for. Matter of fact, they could find, like, I know that the Council of X character is an overused trope, but not a council of Doctor Stranges, but bumping into one or two other Doctor Stranges as they go on this quest, like, they help them along the way. They teach them a bit about the new Earths. And that could have been a really cool way to show off the idea of, like, Doctor Strange is really the greatest threat to the multiverse. Like, in all these worlds, make Doctor Strange responsible for, like, the crazy magic stuff going on, or at least some of the negative crazy magic stuff they have to fight through. To see that, like, even if it's cartoonish in a lot of ways, Doctor Strange, not good for the world. And the "Are You Happy, Doctor Strange" thing just wasn't that interesting to me, so I'm basically writing fan fiction at this point, I know, but this is just some overarching MCU constructive criticism, I guess. Yeah, I think I gotta wrap this stream up soon, so let's move on to, I could talk about Deadpool and Wolverine for a lot longer, I'm having a good time, but let's move on to Trap, because I think generally I gotta wrap this up. Trap is the reason I don't like Twisters, man. This is what a movie that you're going, like, not a superhero movie. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine is fun because it's a superhero movie and you have wacky cartoonish shit. This is a popcorn flick right here. That's a great way to describe it. Trap is a popcorn flick. I saw this with my friend Max, who I see all the Marvel movies with. That was one of the most fun theater experiences of my entire life because we were sitting there the whole time making the most wild, out of left field, kooky ass predictions because this movie was just so ridiculous. It kind of kept you on your toes, like what the main character could really pull off or not. So us making these wild plot twist predictions that absolutely never came true, like, we didn't care that we were always wrong because whatever twist and turn the movie took, we were still there for it. It was weird because the overall structure I found to be predictable. But the scene-by-scene basis was absolutely not predictable. You never knew what this guy was going to do next. Oh my god, dude, my nose is so gross. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to go blow my nose. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Okay, that was some really loud nose blowing. Please tell me the mic did not pick that up. That would be horrifying. Jesus. So yeah, Trap, like, it didn't matter that, like, all of our predictions were wrong. Like, that was not what we actually cared about. What we cared about was we were into the movie. We were really thinking about, like, anything could happen. Like, what would be the most fun thing to happen? And then that's Okay, weird screen tearing there. That's not what would happen. But what happened was about equally as interesting. This is just another example of, like, a movie doesn't have to be that big for it to be great. As long as the director knows what they want to make and they understand, like, what the audience is going to see when they're watching the movie and how to make that experience as good as possible. Some people argue that take. Recently I've seen a bit of a sentiment about don't acknowledge the audience. Make a movie just you would want to watch. And I feel like you're really saying the same thing, as weird as it is. Like, ignore the audience, but also pay a lot of attention to what the audience is going to think. Because saying make a movie you want to watch is you putting yourselves in the shoes of the audience. Like, you're sitting in a theater, what do you want to see? What's going to keep you the most engaged? That's probably what's going to keep a lot of the audience engaged. Sure, if you're making, like, a really out there wacky indie movie or whatever, then not so much. But for a vast majority of movies, it's probably the best. Like, so what I'm saying is, like, Shyamalan getting me and my friend Max sitting in the theater trying to predict the most wild, crazy thing we could think of as thinking that's what was going to happen next. That meant he was doing his job, because he would then go and create an incredibly strange and wacky, interesting scenario for the killer to try to escape the concert. The ending of the movie, it was just a little weird when he, like, obviously he's going to get back to his house and escape the concert, and the final confrontation is going to be at the house. You could call that a spoiler. I just kind of assumed based on the runtime, it just had to happen that way. Like, the whole movie could not have especially after watching the first 10 minutes, you immediately are like, okay, this is interesting, but the whole movie can't just be in this concert. He makes it home. His wife is like, there's one slice of cake left. You want it? And she knows he's the serial killer at this point. So she's tweaking out, and her immediate reaction is like, you want that last piece of pie right there? Does that look good? And he just he takes his shirt off and just sits down and starts munching on some pie while he's, like, angrily talking to his wife about how mad he is that his life is now essentially over because she knows he's the killer. And I was just like, why are you eating pie right now? Like, outside of tweaking out because you're a serial killer, you can portray a fairly normal guy most of the time. Like, what are you doing? There was just, like, some weird moments like that, where it's not weird in, like, the exciting, entertaining way. It's weird in, like, the what are you doing way? Like, what is going on right now? Because Shyamalan, sometimes he does need to be reined in just a tad. Like, there's a scene where he's trying to figure out how to escape the concert, and this big singer guest star for the concert comes out of the floor next to him, so he's looking at, like, the understage area or something. And obviously he's thinking to himself, like, maybe that's a way out, but he's with his daughter, so he's like, hey, daughter, you want to go explore under the stage? Wouldn't that be cool? And the daughter looks at him like he's just lost his goddamn mind. So it's like, the characters are acknowledging how insane he sounds right now, but that doesn't stop him from sounding any less insane. Not in a, oh, you're a serial killer way, in, like, a, what are you even saying right now type of way. Because Shyamalan's dialogue gets away from him sometimes. Knock at the Cabin, that review is definitely still up. That was a good review I did. Not to toot my own horn, but, like, it was a lot better than my average review, in my opinion. One of the things I praised the most was the quality of the dialogue. Not because it was great, but because it wasn't bad. Which is funny. Like, it was good dialogue. That's what I would say. It was good dialogue. And Shyamalan does not write good dialogue. He writes really weird, wacky dialogue. To the point where I literally said in the review, I could point out, if I could play the movie back, I could literally point out some lines to you that Shyamalan definitely wrote, because nobody would ever talk like that in real life. Like, it would just be these really random standout lines. You're like, Shyamalan wrote that. So here, like, because Shyamalan wrote the whole thing, you get a few lines like that where you're just like, what? No, nobody says that. But it's not enough that you're going to be like, this movie's weird and bad, and I don't like it. Like, but when the movie first came out and there were, like, some early screenings and whatever, people were really harping on how bad and weird the dialogue is, and other people were rushing to defend it. Like, you just don't get Shyamalan's style. I'm going to take a middle ground of, it's just something you have to deal with in an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, it probably is intentional. That doesn't mean you have to like it. But at the same time, it's really not that bad. Like, you can push past a couple of funky lines here and there for an overall very fun and enjoyable, well-made movie. Shyamalan's daughter, or niece, or whoever was playing the musician in the movie, perfect example of Nepo baby, foot in the door, but so much more. She was, first of all, she's a good singer, actually. Like, I didn't like the songs in the movie, per se, but her voice, like, her singing ability was not the problem with those songs. She was actually a very good singer, which really surprised me. I expected her to have really weird, terrible music, like Big Sedan from Old or something, but no. Luckily, we didn't get that. And then she actually becomes, like, she's more than just, she's like the act on stage as a backdrop. She's a very serious character who has some heavy acting scenes towards the end. She does a great job. Like, I genuinely think she gave a great performance. Nothing like Oscar worthy or anything, but like a lot more than I would have expected for M. Night Shyamalan hiring a family member. Just because his movies are so just for him and his family to enjoy, which it's like really sweet, and I appreciate that I feel like any of his family members could be like, actually, I'm interested in music, and with any skill level, he would cast them, no questions asked. So I'm glad that she actually is fairly talented, and I'm curious to see what kind of work she gets as a result of this movie, if any. Hopefully, obviously, I hope she does get some, but you never really know. I don't even know why I just built that. I guess because I can. I need to build a bio. I'm going to build a bioreactor, and I'm going to go to bed, because I really, when I start streaming for over 2 hours and 40 minutes. Dude, when I hit the 2 hour mark of streaming, I just go a little bit brain dead. I go a little autopilot mode. I'm definitely autopilot mode right now. Wiring kit, 2 silver, thank you, and lubricant. We don't have. Craft the thingamabomb. There you are. Let's go grab a seed cluster. There we go. Oh, right there. Perfect. I don't know what I would give Trap. Probably a 3.5. Maybe a 4. I would definitely rewatch it sometime soon, for sure. No doubt about that. Actually, you might need 2 of these. Yep, I can fit another. Like, yeah, it's if you wanna compare it to some of the greats like Parasite and fucking The Godfather and whatever, it's not gonna hold up all that well. But if you go in, like, this is a great movie. Like, your friends are coming over, you guys need something to watch that's like a good running time, but it's gonna keep you hooked, and like you guys are gonna be able to talk through the movie together and still get the most experience out of it, or you're still gonna get a lot out of it. That's a really great movie, and like, it's just one of the cool parts about cinema, man. I built this backwards. Is that you can make movies for so many different purposes. You can make high art films with deep societal impact, and you can make a nice popcorn flick for people to talk about and over while they watch it with their friends and still have a great time with it. And you know what? It's just beautiful. We got a little philosophical at the end there, but that was fun. So yeah, I should probably save. I haven't saved this entire time, but played a good amount. We actually made good progress. I got my Seamoth, I got a little base going, some solid power, at least 1 solar panel and bioreactor, a little room on the side, plenty of good materials, and I'm ready to explore the Aurora at any time now. And that's really when the game starts to accelerate. Next step, I guess, is like Cyclops. So, yeah, if you haven't played Subnautica, it's a fairly cheap game. I believe it's $20 to $25, which, either way, completely fair price for this. Great game. You can get a lot of hours out of it. Even just, like, building cool bases and putting your own lore behind them on this weird alien planet, like science research base and whatever. It's just fun. Extra stuff you can do once you actually beat the game. Ton of replayability. Kind of like Minecraft. If Minecraft had great progression and actually had a nice definitive ending. It's a pretty good way to put it. So yeah, and that was the summer of cinema recap. Holy shit. 3 hours of streaming, 245 technically. And the total list of movies I saw this summer, so including the ones I reviewed and talked about in a previous stream, we have The Fall Guy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Furiosa, In a Violent Nature, Inside Out 2, Quiet Place Day 1, Maxine, Longlegs, Twisters, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Trap. So 11 movies total. I actually watched a bunch of movies that I kind of had on my to-watch list, knocked them off for the summer, including X and Pearl, the Planet of the Apes trilogy that comes before Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and a whole bunch of others Those were just the ones I included on my watch this summer list for sure. So yeah, it was a good summer. AMC Stubs. You know, seeing Harold and the Purple Crayon in Borderlands, not the best use of AMC Stubs power, but you gotta get your money's worth somewhere. Honestly, at that point, seeing 2 movies a month gets you your money's worth, which I already did. So Harold and the Purple Crayon in Borderlands wasn't even getting my money's worth. That was genuinely like I needed something to do. I had AMC Stubs. I'm gonna go see Harold and the Purple Crayon because I hate myself. I guess I don't really know how else to put it. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be all from me. Hope you enjoyed this summer of cinema alongside me, Scrib Reviews. Who knows? I might get another video or two out sometime in the next month or so. I'll be moving back into school shortly, so like I said earlier in the stream, it's a lot harder work on a YouTube channel in the middle of a college semester, but we do our best. We do our best. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate you sticking by, hanging out in chat, talking with me. Great time.